Omni-Man.
Omni-Man, look at this. I did it for you, boss.
God damn.
Earth
so
isn't yours to conquer. It's boss's.
I started the stream, by the way. So, like, just to give some context, I'll post this stream on Discord. But yeah, to give some context, I'm trying to get everyone roughly to level 50, essentially.
Right.
And yeah, I'm trying to just
because you hit a wall last time with the other guy.
Yeah, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's not going too well for old Efren over here. You know, so where the hell is my? I don't know how to access my own stream.
Remind me when I ended up wasting time with the 13 Sentinels thing.
Yeah. And
out of paranoia, when it came to every new robot fight, I was like, oh, well, I don't want my guys to be under leveled, so let me make sure that I'm, repeating some of these missions just so I can make sure everyone's kind of in the same tier. But then I got all the way to the boss, and it was actually super fucking easy, so I accidentally made it too easy for myself.
But you know what? I think that's better.
To be fair, but to be fair, it's not really my fault because a lot of the things you can do for your members, like the physical guys, have the best hitting move called Demolisher Blade, which does a shit ton of damage, and then your support guys, they have either sentry guns that can just hit air targets or land targets with armor-piercing rounds. And your flyers also have mini turrets that can fly around the entire map to kill enemies even if you don't see them. So I just maxed everything out like that, and then it was like, oh yeah, shit, I just made this a cakewalk now.
I always kind of appreciate cakewalks more than like that situation of, oh, I hit the wall, like how I did with that bug queen.
Yeah, it was just funny.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where a huge chunk of it is like kind of like visual novel shit, where you have to play through all these different characters' like lives and figure out the truth of what they did and what happened to lead up to this point where the robots came down and the aliens invaded. And you go through like these multiple paths, and you got to do them over and over again to give you more experience, unlock new shit, and unlock the other things you need to continue the fight. But I basically just grinded there like that for the whole first half of me playing this game. I just maxed everyone's story out. And it would stop you at certain points. Like, you would hit roadblocks where you couldn't do any more story until you actually played the action side of the game. Like, oh, we'll clear up this first, and then you can continue this person's story. But I would just do that, and then at the end, it's like, okay, everyone's at 100%. Now you know everything about the story, and I'm still fucking confused.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, may as well just play the action thing. And it's like, oh, I hope that I do well in this action thing. I hope, so it was a cakewalk. I guess when I just leave 50 turrets all over the fucking map, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
You could just litter the... Like how Edge is running around right now. Imagine just 10 turret guns just attacking everything around you before you even swing. That's the experience I had. It was just like, oh man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Here comes the next wave. Oh, they're dead. Oh.
Oh man.
And then even if anyone got too close, because basically all the fights, it's not even really about you beating them. It's kind of, you're supposed to protect the goalpost or whatever thing your guys are defending. Basically, if the aliens destroy it, it's all over. And you can't have any of your pilots die. So you'd have whatever squad you have on the attack team, and everyone else is just, controlled by the computer, defending the turret thing to make sure no aliens get to it. And even if they got close, I would just leave a decoy that would explode if it was ever destroyed. So the aliens would be wasting their time shooting a decoy while the turrets are still lighting their ass up.
Alright, I like that. That sounds pretty cool.
I always love it when games prioritize AI shooting the decoy rather than anyone important. Oh yeah,
that's the best, because that's how you know if the game actually intends for you to use this. Because if they say, oh, it's a decoy, but they don't actually pay attention to the decoy, it's like, well, why did you waste my time with this?
Yeah.
Like what use is the decoy if it doesn't actually draw their attention?
like there are some items in like Dark Souls, for instance, that are like, oh, you can throw this and it'll distract certain hollows and stuff, and like, all right, and like, for the majority, pretty much no one is ever really fooled by it. For the majority, like there are some like shitty ones that, for the most part, you can kind of just ignore anyways, you know.
Right.
Also, yeah, Malik is saying, I kind of had a wall moment in Vesperia. I was fighting this flying fish monster and he wiped my team, except Yuri. Man, fucking, I can just imagine
Vesperia. That sounds familiar. What is that again?
It's from Tales of Vesperia. I forgot, like, I think they I think that's the one that got a remake, or I might be mistaken entirely.
There are plenty of games that start with Tales of that you might be thinking of.
Well, alright, Vesperia is the one that, like, I think I got a new version of it for the PS4 and all that.
Speaking of, it's weird how now after the update it tells you what system the person's on.
Yeah,
like,
I just noticed
on
that.
PS4, on PS4, on PS5. I would love it if they wanted to make it a big deal of it. They have like a bunch of stars around Skylar's name on PS5. Don't you wish you had a PS5 like this guy? You might be cooler if you had a PS5. I'm just saying. It's like, why are you trying to get me to buy a PS5, Sony? Nothing. By the way, we're gonna have your PS4 self-destruct randomly. I'm just saying, you might want to, you know, have a different system ready.
Oh no, our latest update for some reason randomly crashes your PS4.
Oh yeah,
I guess you might need to get it. Yeah.
I was worried shitless when it was like, hey, just to update to make sure that this is you and your information. Is this you? And then it's like typing this stuff, I was like, oh, what is happening? What are you doing, Sony? What are you doing?
I wanted to mention, by the way, so like, Malik says that he wound up winning that fight only by spamming projectiles and like using all his items. God damn it. But yeah,
when in doubt, just stick to range shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine a guy in a freaking modern Battlefield just be like, oh fuck you, you're spamming projectiles like a bunch of cowards.
Oh, only you doing fireballs. Fucking weak sauce. Fucking weak.
Yeah.
Oh god. You know what that is? That's the opening of Ghost of Tsushima when they're riding to fight the Mongols and the Mongols are shooting fucking flaming projectiles. When realistically,
I'm gonna save, so the screen is gonna go black and all that. So, alright, it should be coming back in. Come on, hurry up. There we go. I think it's back. Alright.
The computer said, "Don't rush me." Yeah, but it's like when that shit happened in Ghost of Tsushima and the samurai were just riding down with no concern. I'm like, in realistic things, they would see these fireballs raining from the heaven and think, oh my god, they're wizards.
I'm back.
They would be scared shitless seeing that.
Oh, yeah.
That's not something you run to fight when you've never seen that before.
Oh, you know that reminds me
that's
of
cowardly.
as well. It reminds me of the way elephants look in fucking what's it called 300. Because admittedly, it's like these Greeks have never seen a fucking elephant, so like,
so it makes sense that they look like demonic creatures to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that these elephants worship the moon? You don't want to find out when it goes full. They get buck wild.
That's still one of the weirder like things to find out about.
That's the scariest thing to me.
Because that means they've developed like their own religion, which also means they've developed some form of society. You know?
Yes. Like, here's why I always get terrified when I think about that. Because fucking a religion can then lead to crusades. And I know everyone says, oh, come on, that's not always it. It's like, look, when people have a religion, that means they have a system, like you said, Efren, of morality, good and evil, whatever. What happens if the elephants hear their elephant god say, now kill all the non-elephants?
Yeah. Oh, man. So
and it would happen all at once.
We don't know what their doctrine is, you know?
Yeah.
It's having their own religion because, scientifically speaking, elephants find us adorable, so they're not going to go on a crusade against us.
Oh, kill all the non-elephants that threaten our pets.
Oh man, right? We don't know if they have like their own version of Allah or whatever the hell the one from.
I thought you were gonna say their own version of a pope, and I just imagine like a fucking elephant with a pope hat.
I heard their own version of Alava. And honestly, that's terrifying in several ways.
Jesus! Oh Jesus, no!
Oh jeez. Oh no.
Literally no guns going through that. You can fire an anti-tank round, that shit will pop off.
Oh yeah. You're just dead.
Oh, that's cute. You're not going through my muscle.
But
Speaking of Baki, so now that you've gotten there, Skylar, what are your thoughts? Okay, well first, Efren, say your thing.
I just
That's
wanted to
gonna
say,
be a long question.
Like, what if instead they worship the tiny vending machine?
Maybe they do. Maybe they're
Then
like,
they-
you know,
oh,
it's time
God.
we claimed it. We
Yeah,
gotta
then
claim our
You
thing.
just have to give up on life at that point, because if they worship a vending machine, then you have to hope to God that you have a vending machine in your home right now.
The elephants all like make this sound while looking to the moon. It's all elephants all around the world. No one knows because you can't understand what they're all doing, but they're all doing it, and in their mind they see the boss as an elephant on the moon.
Yes!
Doing it for you.
Yeah.
Right before they go on a crusade.
Oh yeah. And like one of them has an eye patch. Just like, I'm gonna drag this world.
Oh god.
You've got a zero elephant and a big boss elephant. And they're all gonna try to enact the boss's will.
Do you even have
And the
you
Zero Elephants
haven't
trying
you even
to
have
secretly
Huey as an
control
elephant?
Society.
ID tagged Tusk on ID tagged elephants. War has changed.
Oh, you're not the
that's
snake
right.
that I used to know. You're not the elephant that I used to know.
Oh yeah, and there's a fucking elephant Huey.
Yeah.
He's a scrawny fucker with like one fucked up leg. He can
Yeah.
barely like move.
Oh god. Damn it, I want this now. I want to see that. At first I was
Look.
afraid, but now I'm hyped. I'm
Just
rooting
find
for
Kojima and say,
our-
okay, bro, I see you made all this and you're done, right? But what if elephants? Kojima's like, go on. Metal Gear Solid remastered. It's just the fucking elephant with a bandana on his head.
Oh god. So fucking stupid.
Oh man.
And then there's a liquid one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like-
And all the dialogue is just that freaking trumpet noise they make. All
Yeah,
of it
you
is
got
trumpet
captions. You just got captions for their lines under all the trumpet sounds.
Yeah.
noise. Yeah.
Alright. So yeah,
Oh,
go on with
man.
your thing that you're gonna say, Del. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, yeah, that was good shit. Okay, so Skylar, now that you have completed all the parts of the Baki, what are your thoughts? What are your
All right.
thoughts?
I'd say it's a fun show to watch. Baki is a freaking great show. Like kung fu, but also it's kung fu. It's got bullshit that is so ridiculous. It's actually amazing.
Yeah. Who would you say were some of your like favorite fighters? Any of them?
Well, I'm contractually obligated to say Yujiro.
Yujiro's already outside your window. He's like, you better pick right. I'm waiting for my entrance.
Yeah.
Fucking legs comes out of nowhere blasting Yujiro's theme.
Yeah. But I kind of like, in hindsight, I kind of like Doyle, or at least his stuff. Just the idea of a guy that's just put a bunch of weapons in him and on him at all times. That's freaking great.
And plus, Doyle was the only one that was like, nah, fuck you, I ain't lose. I still didn't lose. Like, Beck said he didn't lose either. That's why he's busy sleeping and chilling. But Doyle was like, I ain't lose for shit. Fuck you. But Doyle, the Karate Man beat you over and over again. How many times he has to beat you? Nah, man. That didn't count. And he's like, alright, man, I can't kill this man. I can't kill him just to make him give up.
Yeah.
And then Doyle says, okay, you beat me. You're pretty cool, I guess.
You're cool. Get in.
And then Salty Yanagi's like, oh, look at you having a good life and shit. Can't have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you not want to go on a murder spree?
And Yanagi's only pissed because he just got his ass whooped by a teenager.
I fucking dare you not let me kill whoever I want.
And it's kind of hilarious because in that freaking fight between Yanagi and Baki, he basically does what Yujiro does all the time.
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah,
oh wow,
yeah.
that's a neat martial art you've been training your entire life for. Oh well, I guess I'll give it a shot. Oh no, I've completely mastered it immediately because it's not that hard, bitch.
And then not only that, he added the cherry on the top by saying, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that. My dad told me about that when I was a kid. He said it was for fucking women and children, and a grown man should never be caught doing it." Like, this whole thing you dedicated your life for, basically a high tense slap. Man, what a bitch you are.
Use bitch made.
And then Sikorsky and Yanagi try to jump Baki, and he whoops their ass multiple times over. It's so obvious they're not a threat. And then when they try to get back up again, Baki's like, you know what? I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna take my girl and leave. See you, perma virgins.
Yeah. And I freaking love that they just after that they're just looking at each other and like, what the fuck are we doing? We're two grown men trying to fight a teenager.
What do you say after that? Like, your whole thing is you're like, oh yeah, we're the biggest and baddest convicts on the planet. We can do whatever we want, and we want to taste defeat. You get humbled so casually by this teenager, and then you're so useless, the teenager doesn't even want to finish you off. He's like, I don't got time for you losers.
Yeah. He's got teenager things to do.
That's the biggest fuck you. Like, Yanagi was actually tearing up in rage over that.
Yeah, that's great.
Alright, part of me always likes whenever a character is just in, like, that fucking rage tier, essentially, and like, yeah, rage. Fuck you, you know?
Great.
Yeah,
like,
because he's
they're so mad, but also
that.
so, like, they're crying at the same time. It's kind of hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're so pathetic, and that's like... Sikorsky, like, because Baki could just casually pick up his girl and just ran away. And then they looked at Hanayama, and Hanayama's like, I don't have time for you losers either, and just walked off. So here are these two guys who are dedicated to nothing but fighting, and they think they're such badasses because of it. Already got their asses kicked all over Japan. Then the two people who could whoop their ass again, they're like, we don't even care about you. You're nothing to us. And they're both teenagers.
No. You can't say this to me.
That's the biggest embarrassment. So, of course, Yanagi's salty ass wanted to get someone to hit. So when he saw fucking Doyle trying to have a life, he says, well, I'm going to take it out on you then.
Oh, man.
That's
it's just one of those times when, like, you have... Some people, like, you know, they know when they're beat and, you know, they can give up. But others are just like, no, I'm not beat. Just watch, I'm not beat. No.
And that's why Yanagi got a visit from Yujiro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you're the one that poisoned my pup, huh? Oh, let's get a look at you. Your fight's over. Nah, you can't tell me the fight's over. You're not involved. Oh, man, he's perfectly right. If I'm not in the fight, I can't say it's over. Boom! I said it's over now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just exploded this whole side of his face.
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez. You didn't have to go that hard on him, did you?
What? I just gave him a slap?
Yep. I mean, he's still alive, isn't he?
I mean, if you call that living.
Yeah. Fine.
All you other creatures can worry about that. What do you mean other creatures? Humans, technique, martial arts, philosophy. That's where you weaklings to the side. I don't have to worry about that shit because I'm literally the strongest.
Also, that does remind me, by the way, that every now and then, when there's like a new homebrew for like D&D, or like not a homebrew per se, but rather an unofficial thing from like Wizards of the Coast, it's kind of my favorite when they have to say, like, all right, reminder, you're a creature too, because. So here's the thing: is that creature always implies that it's anything that's non-humanoid. You know what I mean? But technically, a creature is any living creature, like anything that's alive, you know. And so, also includes the player characters and like NPCs and all that. But it's just kind of funny how it's like, reminder, you're a creature too.
Reminder, you also count, stupid.
Yep.
Sorry, I get the point. It's like, all right, this effect does affect you when it states creatures. You know, it's
one of those things where you have to remind people that this counts against them as well, because they're still thinking like anything that's happening either affects like NPCs or enemies. It's like, no, if this is a status thing or an AoE or anything like that, and anyone's in the vicinity, it gets them too, stupid, including you.
Like that's the thing to always like note, is that if it does not specifically say like creatures of your choosing, then it just has everyone involved, you know, in that radius, you know.
Like unless it literally says you can pick, it's like, yeah, what am I gonna do? Drop a comet on this place where 3 of my guys are? Oh, they'll be fine, right? It doesn't hit them. I don't know, sir. The comet looks like it'll hit them if you're standing there.
Oh god.
Yep.
You know what that reminds me of, by the way? I don't know if you were there when I talked about this, but like, there was this time when I joined the D&D campaign with the creative writing club that I was in, and so basically, like, already I was feeling like, you know, I don't think things are going too well already, because like the DM is kind of like doing that thing where they're narrating like what you're doing. Not really giving you a chance to say, you know what, I'm fine, they just want to progress the story, you know, that's fine. Then they're like, you guys go to, like, we got this carnival or whatever. Alright, you know, starting off with a very, like, you know, nice way with a carnival, that gives us a chance to meet up, you know, talk, do stuff. You know, because
and then
I feel
after the carnival, you all meet up and go to the next objective. It's like, so we still didn't get to say anything?
Yeah, it's like, and you all, like, took this potion that you were given us. Wait, hold on, what?
Why'd I take it? Well, what are you injecting into me?
And yeah, again, it's like, to a certain degree, I'm fine with, like, the DM just wanting the story to progress, you know? But it's like right there, like, okay, well, I don't even know what's fully going on now. Like, why would my character willingly choose to... The whole point is that I'm basically playing a gnome detective, you know? Imagine Robert Downey Jr. from, what do you call it?
Yeah.
But, like,
Sherlock.
tiny, yeah. And so I'm just like, wait, hold on, why would my character do this, though?
Well, to be fair, Sherlock's all about taking drugs.
Oh, yeah, for sure, but, like, you know, like... I guess to be fair, if it was alcohol, I would be into it. But you know, you get what I mean.
This is from a root that makes someone paralyzed. Oh, excellent! Wait, did you just drink that, Sherlock? I don't know.
Again, like if I at least got a moment to like do something like that, like it would be a little less frustrating.
Interact with the narration. I get what you're saying. Like it's one thing to say, so this happens. It's another to leave a bit of a pause so that people can actually react to what's going on.
And so, like, you know, we're not at the part where it kind of bothered me yet. You know, I'm sorry if this takes a while to get to, but
And then he said, "Oh, by the way, no homophobic slurs." And then Efren said, "How fucking dare you!" he flipped the whole table, and he said, "All right, look here, I am not gonna take this. I've been silent for too long."
Oh, that was good.
I did not think that would get such a strong reaction. Just the idea that, because it's such a random thing, it's like he's narrating all this stuff, then he stops to say, "Oh, by the way, so I don't want any, you know, hard swearing or, you know, anything explicit. Oh, no." And at first Efren's like, and no, like, homophobic slurs. And then Efren's like, "All right, now you crossed the line." Just flipped the table in anger.
Yeah, so also I love that bit that Malik says, "Sherlock, that's anthrax. Anthrax. Is that bad?"
Anthrax bad? He's doing a Tyrone thing, because there's a thing where Tyrone worked at the post office during the whole, like, scare of that. And it's like, "Now, Tyrone, I want you to make sure that you check these envelopes for anthrax." And then it cuts to Tyrone's mouth just slathered in white. He's just like Tyrone, that's anthrax. Anthrax? Is anthrax bad?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh man, that's great.
Sherlock would do that.
Yeah, basically. But
I never watched Sherlock.
So yeah, going on with the thing I was gonna say is basically at a certain point, you know, I was just adventuring with like this crew and all that. Then like eventually it just kind of pissed me off because like we're in this battle. There's a bunch of these spider creatures. And like one asshole, like the druid in the party, decides, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna spam shockwave, or no, I think it's called thunderwave, where it's." And so, to be fair, like I also misread like this.
I got 2 characters. I got that one. Yeah.
The way he was using it, the way I misread it, is where you have the AOE burst out of you, which is already like not good because that's not how it's supposed to be. Actually,
it's literally a move that's more useful when you're surrounded, not something you want to like send out because you're gonna be hitting so much shit in the way.
Guess what he was mostly surrounded by?
You guys.
and he still used it. Everyone's like, yeah, okay. And then I'm like,
you gotta make saves to not get hurt.
oh god, and it pissed me off because like everyone else saved to like avoid it. Like I'm like a squishy rogue over here, so I fucking had to tank it essentially because I was just like, oh well, I fucked up the save. Maybe I can avoid it. Maybe there's not too much damage. Like even the enemies saved, but not me. It pissed me off.
It's like, wow, it's almost as if this move was directed at this poor gnome.
You know what pissed me off the most? The real thing that pissed me off the most about that is like afterwards, like even though this same fucking druid that's like, alright, I'm gonna hit everyone with this shockwave, and you know we're fighting these spider creatures, and he's like, alright, what if I turn into like into an animal of some sort? And he's trying to figure out, I wonder what would be the best animal to turn into when we're fighting spiders. How about you turn into a spider? Talk to him that way.
You're gonna say, what will be the best animal to turn into? I know, Thunderwave. You're like, okay, how do I get, like you've got a Pop-Tart and there's the toaster right there. How do I get this to toast? Okay, read the instruction. Put open wrapper on it. Too complicated. Thunderwave!
But yeah, so he turns into a spider. Then fucking like he talks the spiders out of trying to kill us, and like it's like, oh, you know, diplomacy is the best technique. I fucking want to yell at him. Why did you go with that first?
Thunderwave.
It pissed me off. It really pissed me off, man.
Diplomacy has failed now. Look, do the diplomatic option and then make it into a bad end by saying, you know what, it failed. Thunderwave. It's like when we were joking yesterday, Efren, about like the good and true and bad ending between me and you. Like, oh yeah, if Efren invited me to a Bloodsport, or if I invited Efren to a Bloodsport, basically the way that ends depends on what Efren says. There's the neutral one that's like, you know, this wasn't that bad. It was a good day. The bad ending, I throw Efren into the ring while he's getting killed from whatever's attacking the audience. Or the true ending, you know, Efren, you know, hanging out with you, showing me you're not that bad, and everyone's like, yeah, Dell, and you're not that black, which then turns into the bad ending because I throw effort back into the ring.
Another route that could have taken too, Malik, you know, if you're still listening, is basically if at some point, you know, when you invited me to this dark tournament, Dell, I thought you were going to be competing.
That's how he gets hit to the bad ending immediately. Like literally, it's one of those things where what you do will affect everyone. We're in a big ass tournament place in the VIP section, and depending on what Efren says, this will either be an amazing 3 days or the worst day ever for everyone involved.
Yes. So like, Malik, just for context, it's like basically we're asking like, alright, who would you invite to a dead tournament? Like, yeah, for more references, like, okay, 1v1 tournaments, like, you're basically watching people die, essentially, in Mortal Kombat. You're safe from the danger, but the only thing is that you have to, like, go with another person. That's all.
And you gotta hang out with them for, like, 3 days, y'all. Yeah. It's like a 3-day tournament. You got VIP seats, and you got a VIP hotel room that you and the person have to share. It's 2 beds, but you have to pick somebody who you will watch the matches with and basically hang out with for these 3 days. Yeah. And I said it'd be fun to drag Efren along because he'd probably be scared shitless about some of the gore that happens, and I could just chain him to the seats and have him freaking out about that. And then Efren immediately started making bad endings by saying shit. Skylar was like, well, I'd probably invite Dale because that'd be the most, you know, good way to just watch some horrible violence. And literally, me and Skylar just devolved into how we would end up trying to hustle during the entire tournament and try to become part of the tournament committee, basically.
Like you're watching these like people fight for the motherfucking lives, and you're just profiting and enjoying it.
Well, what else are they going to do?
That's how it's done.
What kind of sicko would just watch? You gotta test. Otherwise you're just doing it for fun, and that's weird.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I was basically like going on like, okay, you know what? When you think about it, like, there's got to be at least one person that takes like their dates like to these types of like dark tournament type events, you know?
Oh yeah. Cause that's the kind of shit they into.
You know?
You know,
And
you
it's
go
like,
to your video store and that weird goth girl talks about snuff films. So you say, I got a dark tournament we can go to.
yeah. Yeah. You know, you want to go see the Kumite? I hear that there's this one person fighting for the family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Efren said, yeah, so Dell, I found out that there's a fighter who's fighting for his family, so I think it'd be great to, you know, get everyone to bet on him to at the end, and then we can basically threaten his family so he takes the dive. And I was like, and that's how Efren gets the true ending.
Yeah. Before I fuck it up by
But
saying
the problem
something
with that
racist.
is everyone would have thought of that, and odds are a bunch of his opponents are going to start threatening his family.
Look, man, it's either we kill your family or they kill your family. Now, who would you rather they die by? Me, who's guaranteed to just snap their neck in a peaceful way, or these 6 fucks who would do a bunch of weird shit to them? And you got a kid, you don't know what they might do to that kid. I wouldn't do anything weird. I just pop him in the head when he's asleep. See? Come on, man, work with me. Why are you threatening my family?
Look, man.
I'd rather you didn't
I got
threaten
money
What you gotta do is
riding
offer
on
his
this.
family protection. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah. You know how much effort it took to get, like, bootleg Luke Cage to protect your family? I can have him snap their necks instead.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So I want to talk about this. Like, which like underground sort of like tournament would you want to watch? Like, would you want to watch the Baki tournament or like maybe the Dark tournament? Like, what would you actually want to be able to watch?
Okay. The Dark Tournament's going to be more interesting to watch, at least from you know from far away, because a lot of people are going to be using beam cannons and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. With the
But
Baki shit,
the Baki tournament's going to have less
extreme.
chance.
No.
Yeah, the Baki tournament's going to have less chances of you getting attacked.
Like,
Let's
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest, the Dark Tournament has a ton of casualties in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where it's just straight up obnoxious. Like, granted, none of that stuff happens to people in the penthouse, which is why I'm not going to settle for anything less than penthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, man, we're risking our lives just to watch this. And it's like, man, we're safe. And then one of the opponents, I'm going to unleash my true power. I can nuke an entire planet with this. Ah, shit.
to be
We're in
fair, the
front
people
row.
who were in the box seats also fucking died, but that was also because Sakio killed them.
Yeah, and that's why you gotta either kill Sakio or say, alright, look, bro, I don't know what the fuck you planning, but you keep that shit over there. I'm just here to watch this shit and maybe, you know, bang that fucking fox girl that's talking down there. I don't know.
Oh, she's really cute.
No,
Who-
she doesn't think we're
who
blood
that-
and guts, so
Who
probably should
that
stay
fish
away.
girl over there? Who that fish girl
Oh, yeah,
over there?
fish
What's her
girl-
name? Jury?
fish girl's fine.
Oh, yeah.
You-
Come on, I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
fuck
stick
that
with-
one.
Yeah, if you got the opportunity, you go with the fish girl, not the fox girl.
She even said she's
No,
she
I
even
go
said
Fox
she's
Girl.
a
I go
virgin.
Fox Girl.
yeah.
She
I
even
wanna
said
mention,
she was a virgin.
hey, you know
Oh, yeah.
what? Jury, you know, she really does her job well. She's got like some type of jury duty.
You're fired, Efren. Your stream's canceled now. You're fired.
I mean, it would have been better if you said something, you know, more
Fuck you.
clever.
It couldn't have been better than what I said.
You're fired.
Jury's gonna judge who's the better executioner.
Kinda. That one's longer though.
It's both longer, more accurate, and slightly more elaborate.
I just remember
Yeah?
everything's going to shit. Everything was like crumbling, and fucking Jerry was so frightened. She just screamed, "No, I don't want to die a virgin." And then Koto was like, "Well, that was unexpected." And then she just grabbed him and said, "Come on, we gotta find you a man."
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
Guy, don't worry, girl, I got you.
Yeah.
Now, realistically, there will be a shit ton of horny ass demons saying,
Oh.
"I volunteer as tribute."
Dude,
Oh,
like
yeah.
fucking alright, characters like that are single, I always like look at like, or not necessarily single, or like just wait, hold on. What do you mean? Like, I guess to be fair, being a virgin isn't like the main thing. It's like, or maybe they never wanted to have sex with someone in particular. Like the people who are asking for it aren't like the best looking or whatever.
But usually, yeah, but it always hits you weird when these like super attractive people who lament them not being in a relationship or not having sex, and you're like, how the fuck has that not happened to you? Like,
Oh my god. Or another thing too, it's like, in Persona games, like, you're not very charismatic at the start, despite the fact that
yeah.
you're actually pretty good looking. Like, the Persona characters are always, like, well, it varies on what you depend on what is hot.
Even
but
when
still,
you're not
you know?
charismatic at the beginning, the characters still flock to you immediately. So you must have some level of charm or charisma.
Or, like, just look at you, Narukami. You tell me if he's supposed to, like, not be attractive.
Like, I'm just a regular guy from the city coming to this old, like, backwards country place. What? Oh, me and my bowl cut hair? Yeah, I'm nothing special. Cut to you playing the Kings game, stripping his shirt off and fucking throwing a perfect bullseye.
The exaggerated swagger of a Japanese teen.
Go like, number 3, sip, my lap is yours.
Yeah. Oh,
and Yukiko's like, no, Chie, you gotta curl up like this. Do it right. I also love that Naoto pop their bubble and say, you realize you're not drunk, right? All of this is juice.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Because they're all into it, but they're all just idiots.
You was just playing along. He knows it. But everyone else, for some reason, actually thinks they're getting something. Like, Teddy's losing his mind. Fucking Yukiko is especially like, oh yeah, Chie. Like, look, Yukiko, if you want an excuse to crawl in the used lap, just do it. Just do it. You ain't gotta pretend to be drunk.
We all want an excuse to do that, honestly.
I think I said something like that one time. I don't remember who on Plus was arguing with who, but I remember somebody was like, "Oh no, don't you go and curl up next on Junior's lap just to like feel safe or whatever." I think someone was arguing with this person, and I didn't even fucking pay attention to the argument. I just said, "Now, to be fair, though, it's a very good lap. I can't blame them."
Yeah, you know.
Just like Yukiko, if you want to sit on the lap, then just sit on the lap. It's okay.
Yeah. I think
it's okay as long as the mate's not around.
It reminds me that the image there was where it's this character saying like, "Oh, is this seat taken?" So I'm sitting here, or like they're just pointing at their lap. And like, yeah, that's what I meant, or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, You's thing, which is weird, because Persona 4 has been out for so fucking long. Like, it's so fucking distant since the last, like, anything related to 4. And yet, like, Yu has lasted so long, and his whole crew has lasted so long, just from pure memes alone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so crazy that even though Joker has had all the gloss of 5 that's hyped him up and, you know, made him the new front runner, it's crazy. Like, there's that meme of like all the Persona protagonists crowding around that picture of you, and it's like, I'm fucking sick of this guy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because it's like he's still the main guy, no matter what.
You can't get past this. Even like the fucking dancing games, by the way. Like the whole story there is basically first they came out with Persona 4 Dancing All Night. And the main thing is that they're
3. And then I think 5 now. Or
like
not now,
for 3 it's Dancing in Moonlight. For 5 it's Dancing in Starlight. But yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's worse. 4 had the dancing game first, and then when it was proven to work, then they made 3 and 5 together. So they only were allowed to come back into the spotlight after you decided this worked.
Not even just that, by the way. So I want to mention this. So. The whole story for that is basically Margaret, I believe, is the one from Persona 4. Elizabeth is 3. Then Lavenza.
The twins.
You split them up, and it's
either Caroline and Justine or Lavenza when they're fused together.
Yeah. So yeah, Caroline, Justine, and Elizabeth are jealous that Margaret's boy gets to be like the main one. They're like, well. Our protag can definitely do more than your protag.
And Margaret's just sitting there on her throne, not even looking, like, oh yeah, sure, totally.
Oh man, it's so everyone talks about like, oh, she's so smug just because she's the big sister. Her protag's not as good as ours.
Oh man, that reminds me of one of the best parts in Persona 5 when you can fucking fight shadow versions or like copies of the past protagonists. And there's like, and they give like good descriptions of the guy. So there's like one with you. You don't see his face for a minute. It just shows his back while he's sitting on the TVs, and he's kind of like stretching his neck. And it's like a mysterious young man that ended up defeating one of the greatest evil gods in existence. And it's just like, and everything about you's like casual, just like sitting on the table is just like, you really don't want this fight. You don't want this fight, kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everything about the old protagonist just exudes, you don't want this. You don't.
Yeah. Because not only that, it's also kind of funny, because even though, like, all the protagonists are silent and all that, well, they're silent for all intents and purposes, but are implied to be able to speak. But anyways, like, I think with Yu Narukami, even though Jorker's voice actor has a much deeper voice in the anime and all that, like he sounds like a fucking dad, but somehow Johnny Young botched the few lines he says are just like, oh man, yeah, he's way too smooth. You know? Great. Yeah.
It's just so fucking funny. It's like after all this time, like it's impossible to avoid now. Like no matter how much any other protagonist comes out, someone still just slides you's picture in the middle. Like, yeah, but what about him though? And it's like, can we stop? Persona 4 was years ago. Let it go. And it's like I refuse.
No, you can't stop us. We need to put you in everything.
I think somebody also said the funny thing about the Persona 4 crew is that none of them are trained, like at all.
Like, other than Naruto,
Persona 3, like in Persona 3, like everyone was kind of working with Thief, and you know there was a bit more like actual combatants in there. 4 was literally just a group of kids that gained supernatural powers, and they're just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hit you with whatever I have on hand."
Yeah, basically. Like the only one who's like a trained expert at any kind of like combat is Naruto. You know.
Yeah, and that's just standard firearm shit.
In Persona 5, no one's really like trained in anything. I guess they wanted to keep the trends right there, and it's more so that they're rebels and all that. Although when we're going with the whole rebellion thing, Makoto is she's my favorite character, but it's also she's the least rebellious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just, oh well. But remember what she said when she took her mask off for the first time? I'm not gonna let you control me, you fucker. It's like, Makoto, everything about you is being controlled. Stop lying. That's what you enjoy in life.
No.
But yeah, it's like, the Persona 4 crew, they hit the perfect middle ground of these are not trained people. They do not have access to amazing equipment. They literally just have replica weapons, and they just go to the Shadow World and just hit shit. The Persona 3 crew are trained, and they have like people who actually know stuff about the shadows. They're like a whole organization. 5 has gadgets and grappling hooks and guns. And again, the 4 crew, they're just a bunch of kids who just throw hands with demons.
Also, Malik raised some good points that, like, first I want to talk about how Johnny Young Botch does voice both Adachi and fucking, Yunari Kami, so both the pro tag and the antag, which is kind of awesome, but it's also, I want to talk about how, like, Makoto, I guess she is actually trained in combat, because I forgot about this, she's trained in Aikido, so, like, they have the whole mix where, because she's definitely an expert in fighting. Then you also have a Akechi, who's a detective prince. Oh yeah, not too different from Naruto.
That's especially, he's basically the Naruto where he clearly has firearm training and he knows more about the Shadow World, and he's clearly got good equipment because he does like stealth shit in there, and he's been assassinating people in the metaverse. So yeah, like the P5 crew, everyone has more shit going for them, which is weird. Because, like, they're like the after guys, but it's so strange that the P4 crew are literally just a bunch of asshole kids.
Yeah. Oh, man. Fucking...
Like, it's so funny.
You know, when we're also comparing, like, in terms of roles, like, alright, Yosuke is essentially, like, you know, like, Ryuji is taking on Yosuke's role as the best bro, essentially. He sticks by you, he's your first party member. When you're comparing Yosuke and Ryuji, for instance, I like them both, but I think I'm still gonna go for Yosuke. Weirdly enough,
I can see that because I feel like the one thing that kind of makes Yosuke and Yu's relationship a bit deeper than Ryuji and Ren's is that Ryuji literally has no issues with Joker, like at all.
Yeah.
Like the second he sees him, he's already cool with him. And every time you level up your social link, it's just him becoming more and more like, yeah, you're really awesome. You're really cool. Like, I can depend on you. Like, there's not really a lot of things where your relationship is tested or any real moments where it seems like Ryuji has a reason to have problems with you. Like, all his beef always goes back to Morgana, which you would think would be a good way to kind of actually raise some tension where you guys actually deal with your problems. But it's like Ryuji's just there. He's amazing, but he doesn't have any real issues that Joker really improves on.
Yeah.
But you and Yosuke, oh yeah, fucking Yosuke is jealous of you immediately, which is really realistic.
Because it's like, for all intents and purposes, he knows, like, I really couldn't have done this without you, but at the same time, like, having to admit he's the leader does bother me, you know?
Yeah. And everything about, like, everything about Yosuke's persona and the way he is, it's so obvious Yosuke wants to be this, he wants to be something greater than what he is right now. He doesn't want to be just a normal, you know, guy working at Junes, like that's all he's known for. He's like, no, I'm actually the secret defender of the week, and I'm out here, like, even Jiraiya looks like some weird Sentai superhero outfit.
Oh, yeah.
So he clearly wants to be like some big aspiring hero. And to be fair, Yosuke does push a lot of the investigation in the early parts of the game.
Yeah.
So he does put in a lot of work. And you have your good back and forth, and that leads to that fist fight if you want to have it.
One of the things in Persona 4 Arena, if I remember correctly, because I only played the base game, never played like the Ultimax or whatever. But I remember like in one of the storyline parts, like the main thing with Yosuke, his storyline is that like, okay, he actually does feel a little bit empty without having an investigation to do, and like his whole shadow is just fighting him like, yeah, like fucking, like you suck without having something to do. Like, oh, you need your leaders. No, I'm gonna be my own person. I don't need to be a whole detective shit. I'm just gonna, you know, be me. I'm gonna fucking do what I do. You know? And
that's real, because again, what was Yosuke's biggest deal when the start of the game? It was he was bored shitless in the town, and so when he saw his shadow for the first time, that's all the shadow kept saying. Oh, I'm bored. You're all boring me. Everything's so stupid. And it's like Yosuke has nothing going on. He's clearly not respected in his own community. People only look to him as like the quote-unquote Prince of Junes, and this investigation is literally the closest thing he's had to anything interesting happening. And not just interesting, it's something that's giving him something worthwhile to commit to. So what do you do when the adventure's over?
And like
do you go back?
Another thing to note with Yosuke, which is always kind of tragic in his own way, is
it's sad too that we're talking this much good shit about Yosuke. Ryuji's just in the corner, feeling so abandoned.
I got some things to say about Ryuji, don't worry, but I just want to talk about Yosuke a little bit more. Like, do you remember? There's like a bit like there's this chick who works at Junes that Yosuke used to hit on.
The chick that he liked.
Yeah. And then when they see like her memories, they're like what do you call it, that are left behind after
she hated him.
Like, I hate him. I hate Junes. I hate having to work here just to make money. It's fucking bullshit. Because everyone hates Junes because it's basically the Japanese Walmart. And like,
it's basically
Walmart. Hate Walmart.
It's Walmart in a small like town. So basically, it's by all of the other places are becoming irrelevant. So shops are closing down and they're all mad at Walmart. But then for some reason they're mad at the teenage son who's just the son of the head manager at this Walmart.
Like that's the part where okay, I can, like, you know what it is? It's like, I don't know if this is a fair comparison, but do you remember in Detroit Become Human when they're like protesting and like they're beating up the androids?
It's a close comparison. It's a close comparison.
But the androids literally did nothing and have nothing to do with why they're being sold.
He did nothing because it's a good comparison because the androids did not choose to be created. They did not create the system that has left it where you don't have a job. You know, none of this is their thing. Yosuke was from the city too. He only moved here because his dad moved here for this job management position. So he did not choose to come here. He did not choose to be the son of the manager of this fucking Walmart. And he's only working because, well, since he's the son, he can't be lazy. And if he wants an allowance, then just go work at the store. So he didn't ask to be here, but everyone's kind of shitting on him because their businesses are closing down. and then he's getting no respect either from like the one girl he wants to bang, and she's also just being really cold and distant to him while pretending she doesn't hate him on the surface. So when he goes into the world and hears her real thoughts, he's like, oh.
I think the part about that really makes it like sad too is because again, it's like she essentially wore a fake smile for him, and like,
oh yeah.
I think, okay, finding out that someone hated you, that's not the worst thing in the world. Finding out that someone hated you, and you legit thought that they were friendly with you is probably very heartbreaking, you know?
No, you know what? You know why it was even worse? It's because Yosuke deep down knew, because she didn't play the role really well. She always had a bit of a very blatant, like, distance between her and Yosuke. And the first thing she sees when she sees you is to start talking about you. And it's like, oh, I'm so happy that you're Yosuke's friend. Try to take care of him. Basically saying Yosuke's a nobody. He's lame. Oh, I hope you don't let Yosuke drag you down. Like, she's shit-talking him while pretending she's not shit-talking him. And it's one of those things where no one's that stupid where they can't catch what you're saying. But again, Yosuke had a crush, and deep down he didn't want to believe it. So it hurts even more to have your fears confirmed by the person's voice.
Oh man. Yeah, and Ryuji's whole storyline, there is some, like, because it sucks, because remember, like, the whole point is that, like, he stood up against fucking Kamoshida and got his leg fucking broken. And even though he, like, Kamoshida was the scumbag, fucking Kamoshida got off, and fucking our boy over here, Ryuji, is the one who has to take all the punishment. Him and his mom, and like everyone blamed him for the team being like destroyed or whatever.
Even though it was so obvious Kamoshida was trying to get rid of the team altogether. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's a real unfair thing, which is why Ryuji started blonding his hair and becoming more and more like a I don't give a fuck guy. But again, his living conditions, his standard of living, nothing is really that bad for him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, his mom still loves him, and he even admits, as long as I got my mom, I'm fine. And, you know, he wants the track team to go back up, not to join it, but just so that the other guys can enjoy track again. So that's a good goal to go for, and Joker does help him. But there's nothing really about Ryuji's story that has any real part for Joker, right?
Yeah.
Like, the adventure and Joker don't really affect Ryuji's day-to-day issue. And his issue is so small that you almost feel like it's really completed after you deal with Kamoshida.
Basically, I feel like a lot of, like, problems are solved for the characters as soon as you, like, finish their dungeons, essentially. Well, with the P4 gang, like, they feel like they have a lot of, like, issues even after these dungeons are finished. Like, okay, I was talking about this, and, like, everyone shits on Yukiko, because it is basically just, I don't think I want to work at my family's inn. Then later on, you know what? I think I do want to work at my family's inn.
Yeah, people kind of shit on that, and they don't really get that.
Like, so my thing is that I feel like hers isn't even that defensively, like, forced to stay with the status quo. In fact, out of the Persona characters, I feel like Futaba's storyline is actually the worst.
But yeah,
so I'll talk about that in a bit, but like, with Yukiko, like, it feels like she doesn't know.
Skylar is just like, oh man, these characters I know nothing about all sound like shit.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. Like, I have no idea who most of these people you're talking about are. Like, I'm trying to figure it out by inference. Like, I'm guessing that the main character from, you know, that, what was his name? The main character from frickin' Persona 4 is...
Narukami, which literally just translates to protagonist in Japanese. It is!
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
I did not know why.
But yeah,
to fuck with you.
It's kind of awesome.
Like, that's worse than naming him Protagatron.
I like it because
Persona 6 Protagatron.
Again, this is something you would only know if you know Japanese or if, like, you're a weeb.
Yeah, one or the other.
Oh man.
Yeah, like, what were you saying? I forgot.
Oh yeah, so with Yukiko is like, I feel like with her even though her whole dungeon was done, she still kind of feels like
Futaba's friend's backstory was raw as fuck, though. Yeah, that's true.
It's raw as fuck, and like it's definitely a very like intense, like memorable story. But it's also like
another story where you're like, why haven't you just called the cops already?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, now she gets to now that her parents aren't scumbags anymore. Like then.
So Skylar, I'll interrupt you for a sec, Evan, just to give him this one, so he knows this one. So what Malik just mentioned, which is Futaba's friend's backstory. Futaba has a friend that she knew in elementary school. They're now distant. They're living in different cities and shit. Her friend is being abused by her family in a way that I will not describe because I'm sure you can imply it already. And they stream that shit online. Yeah, and they stream that shit. And Futaba knows that they stream this shit. Now keep in mind, Futaba is a world-level hacker. And this girl who's had all this information about her friend's abuse does not instantly just send that shit to the fucking police.
By the way, I want to just mention, in case you don't know, like, what Futaba looks like, she's the shorty in the group, like, she's the youngest member. She's, like, maybe 15 at the oldest or so.
I think at most 15.
Not elementary school, it's, what is it?
Middle school.
Yeah, she's in middle school. And her friend is also in middle school, by the way.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Yeah, underage shit, abuse, is clearly being broadcast because how else could Futaba have figured it out and found out about this, right? And instead of taking the footage and the information and sending that shit to the authorities, which would be the common sense thing, you know, FBI open up, Futaba says, we gotta save my friend, we gotta go to the metaverse and make her parents stop. What the fuck do you mean?
And, you know, again, to be fair, it's like, you know, the metaverse is basically they're like, you're changing people's hearts so they're not scummy anymore.
But that shit still happens! You don't just say, oh, I fixed your mind, now it's good, right? No, go to jail!
Like, again, it's like, oh, so what that, alright, now they suddenly have a conscience, now they suddenly love their child. But what then? Are they going to put themselves away? No.
No, like, how the hell are you gonna say that to a child? Like, the kid's just gonna end up thinking, why did they stop abusing me one day? What the hell's going on?
Yeah. And she's
it's
still
going
there
to un-traumatize her, apparently.
She's gonna stay so fucking traumatized being around them, even if they're no longer doing this again. That kind of trauma doesn't go away. And it's like, and if she's still living with them, that means that no one else knows what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's one of the dumbest parts in Persona 5 when, cause that's part of Futaba's social link where the more you're socializing her social link, you also want to help her friend when she tells you about her. And I'm like, Futaba, you mean to tell me you've had all this information and you didn't just send it to the fucking police? What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard where I'm like, no, some of these problems don't require the Phantom Thieves. In fact, the Phantom Thieves getting involved actually could impede on justice.
Now, here's the thing, the only way that you can, like, the only way I can see where, like, they still want you to be involved in, like, helping Futaba and the scroll, that's fine. What you could do is maybe, like, okay, we have this evidence, but it would also be kind of sketchy if this was released by, like, an anonymous source.
By us, yeah.
And so, okay, what if, like, alright, you force them to change their hearts and admit to their guilt? So, at the very least, they still go to prison.
At least have a line where you say that. At least have a line where you say, okay, they admitted what they did and they're in jail now, or they offered themselves to go to prison. You know, something. But they said, yeah, we did it, we changed our heart. I don't give a fuck about that.
But, like, then later on, like, Futaba's like, yeah, now my friend gets to go to school and still live with her parents. No! Why?
You don't.
Hey man, mentality of a fucking child. More proof of why Futaba's stupid as shit despite all the stuff she can do.
Futaba is a master hacker, but she's also like one of the stupid in the group.
She is a child, and she's one of the ditziest children you will ever see in fiction.
Oh, man.
Like, Nanako is way smarter than her.
Again, and here's the thing, again, like, there's a very memorable story in my mind for, like, one of the characters, but it's also, I feel like too many people give Yukiko shit, then you hear this, and you're like, how do you not give Futaba more shit? What the hell?
Because that's their waifu, they can't.
Oh god. I think it's also because to a certain degree Futaba is younger than like Yukiko, so her being this stupid
only
about
about
it.
like maybe 2 years.
Like again, it's like so fucked. When all Yukiko ever did was not know if she should work at her family's place of business or not.
Yeah, so basically, Skylar, here's a rundown of Yukiko's thing. So Yukiko is the girl that dresses in red, and she has a fan. You might see some images of her next to Chie, but I'm just giving you a description just in case you ever see an image. But anyway, so her thing was that she worked at this place called the Amagi Inn. It's kind of the legacy of the whole town. It's a small community, so like that's like the one big thing.
Like hotel line, essentially.
Pretty much, it is like the big deal in this city. This small city. This is what this whole town is known for. So it's kind of the pride of the whole place, and she is the daughter of the family that runs it. So it's the Amagi Inn. It's basically her birthright. She can have it whenever she wants. She works there as just errands and chores, and she's known for that. So Yukiko, because of the fact that this is her birthright and she's been working there, again, errands. Not like her family's ever forced her or did anything. She's been doing this for so long, she assumed that this was her prison, that she wouldn't be able to leave the city or branch out or do anything. So when the shadow shit starts happening, her shadow is in the TV saying, oh, if only my prince would come and save me from this hell that I'm trapped in. And she feels like she's a bird in a cage, right? The whole easy symbolism.
Which is also why her shadow turns into a bird in a cage.
It's
which
the most,
is really cool.
Again, it's symbolic. But,
symbolism!
Yeah, it's literally you're fighting a red bird in a cage just spitting fire everywhere. Yeah. But later on, as you deal with that, and after, because here's another good thing about P4. Even though the people have gained their personas, they're still not completely fixed. Because the persona just means that you've confronted your shadow and confronted your doubts to at least accept that, yeah, you've got problems, basically. And that's how you get your persona. But they still have to actually deal with their problems in real life. So Yukiko still has a lot of issues believing that her destiny is chained to her, the end. Like, oh, I'm only going to be known for this. I can't do anything in my life. But I want to branch out. I want to do other things. I want to try to, explore and travel and do this. And in the end, when she's finally reached her max social link and everything, she realizes she was never trapped. And because she realized that she was never trapped, she's like, well, I want to be here. It's kind of that whole wanderlust thing where you're like, oh, I want to do this and that, because you feel like you're restricted, but you realize, no, you're not. And when you finally realize you're not, because your family's even supporting your dreams wherever you want to go, she realizes that she doesn't need to do that. And so to a lot of people, they see that and say, oh, well, she didn't do anything then. It just went back to stage one. It's like, not really. Yeah. So it's one that's better seen on a video than me trying to describe it, because hers is a bit more internal transformation versus actual shit happening. But yeah, so Yukiko is not as loved in a lot of the fandoms because of that, and also memes about her just not being best girl, which I mean is stupid because at least she's better than Rise.
I like Rise a lot more because I think I find her more attractive, and because she calls me senpai. Because Yukiko is...
Oh, that's what you're into. That's what you're into, huh?
Yes, I am. All right, so I just want to mention...
You ain't had to get so strong and emotional about that effort.
Look, if a girl calls me senpai, I immediately start wondering if they're trying to set me up. But then I'm like, okay, they're not setting me up. All right, then
Eric,
I can get into
if you're listening, this is the key to Efren's heart. You gotta call him senpai.
So, okay, all right, so, more specific, Yukiko is, I know she's necessarily the same age as you, but she isn't the same, what do you call it?
Yeah, she's about in the same ballpark.
So she would never call you senpai, she would be like, oh, hey, Narukami-kun.
Yeah, because Naoto and Rise are a bit younger than the other two. They're freshmen. That's why Naoto also calls you senpai.
Which is why she's kind of higher tier in my heart as well.
Now, Naoto is high tier for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of she just has a lot of things working for her.
She's really good in combat. She looks really cool. Her story is interesting.
She also tried her best to pass as a man, which was the funniest shit to me.
Oh, yeah. And then a lot of people ship her with
Kanji.
Yeah, Kanji. But,
And Kanji is another good version of a bit of the Ryuji mentality, but also just played way more extreme.
oh yeah.
It's funny to me because as much as people tried to pass Ryuji off as a thug, he never came off as a thug to me. Like, you know, he never looks or acts like in a real delinquent way.
Yeah, that's true.
Compare him to Kanji and tell me that one is more extreme than the other.
Yeah, I can completely see that because when you look at the weapons they use, well, Ryuji uses a bat, which is kind of cool.
I don't mean when they're fighting shadows. I mean in general. Like, you know how people, citizens, look at them, and people act like Ryuji's this big, dumb brute that's like beating people up and attacking shit, but he's literally the most nothing like that character.
By the way, I want to mention, Malik says Naruto for life, her critical attack involves her walking up to the shadow and unloading her gat.
Yeah.
That is one of the coolest.
And then kicking it as soon as she's in range.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, like, so to give you an example of Kanji, Skylar, it's this dude who, you know, the whole delinquent anime thing where they got their, like, jackets draped over their shoulders and they're not wearing it properly.
Delinquent with a heart of gold.
Yes, so he's literally a big, like buff-looking delinquent guy, blonde, like, dyed hair, and literally his introduction is the news talks about how he beat up a motorcycle gang. Keep in mind, this is a freshman, so he is also younger than your main character. Technically, yes. In the beginning, Yusuke and Kuwabara are both delinquents. But, Kanji, as a freshman, beat the shit out of a biker gang by himself, and that was on the news about that. And so, because he was on the news, your friends realize that whenever somebody ends up on the news, they tend to end up in the shadow realm. So they start trying to look up, you know, follow the guy, try to get to know him, to make sure they can catch him before he gets kidnapped or he disappears. And Kanji is so busy thinking that people are, like, questioning him about nonsense that he gets mad and starts chasing them. So, at first, the group splits up to look for him, and they see him talking to Naoto, who you have not met yet. But Naoto is a detective who was trying to investigate the disappearance. And so Naoto's talking to Kanji and saying, oh, well, I'd like to get to know you a little bit more, da-da-da-da. Because Naoto also is wondering, is this person going to disappear? Kanji thinks that he's being asked out on a date and getting flustered. Because, and again, Naoto is trying to pass as a boy right now, right? So Kanji's especially confused. And when the gang try to talk to him, Yosuke fucks up by saying one of the dumbest things you could say at the point. Like, oh, well, I'm just saying, you were talking a lot to that guy, so we thought, and he's like, what? You saying I like dudes? And then he just starts chasing them.
Oh, that's the best. It's great.
Yeah, so Kanji is constantly paranoid about people questioning his masculinity and his, like, sexuality. And when he does disappear, his shadow realm is the most over-the-top, flamboyant, gay shit. Like, I'm saying shit that we could not put in media nowadays. Like, it doesn't get bad, but it's up there. Like, Kanji's shadow self is wearing nothing but a towel around his waist and speaking in a higher, like, tier voice. Like, ooh, oh, come into my, like, hot tub of love and all this shit. And a lot of the shadows are, like, big, burly men with giant muscles and shit. But it turns out, and this is why people are kind of on the fence and argue about Kanji and Naoto for whatever fucking reason, because weirdos gotta be weird. Kanji himself
to be precise,
has said,
his level is Asana, by the way.
You said what?
His level is Asana, which is why there's so many dudes that are just wearing towels and such. Yeah,
the dungeons change depending on the shadow and the person in it. So Yukiko's was a castle because she's a princess waiting for her prince, and Kanji's was a big sauna, so it was literally a big sweaty sauna place full of burly looking shadows that wanted to, like, wrestle with you and shit. And fucking when you get to Kanji and Kanji's, like, finally confronting his shadow, Kanji admits that he doesn't know anything about himself yet, but he just doesn't want to be judged. So people take that to mean, oh, that means Kanji's actually gay, or that he's this or that. It's like Kanji just wants to be a man, but he doesn't know what that means yet, which again makes sense because he's a fucking freshman. meaning he's probably like around Futaba's age at that time. So he don't know shit.
Wow.
So he doesn't know shit yet, really.
Another thing too is he
of-
also calls you senpai, you know, because he's very
Yeah.
respectful, which is why I
And
kind of
he's a
like him a
freshman.
lot as well.
Oh yeah, he respects the shit out of you. Like every
yeah.
time he sees you, he's constantly like, "Oh, senpai, what you doing? Hey, what's up, man?" And so when you do his social link, you realize that Kanji, because he's a man of contrast, loves cute, adorable things. He loves teddy bears. He loves small, like, collectible items and plushies and shit like that. He loves to do that. His mom even owns a knitting shop, and he also knows how to knit. So when there's a little girl who drops her doll and it tears or some shit like that, Kanji fixes it up in no time for her and gives it back. And he's like, "Look, it's just something I like to do when I'm in like bored, you know. Just don't tell anybody." So Kanji is always like worried that someone's gonna judge him and claim that he's not manly for liking things that aren't considered manly, right? So that's why he kind of overcompensates by acting out like a punk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he's also really fucking strong because this dude goes into dungeons and just beats enemies with a chair or a table. Like, everyone else has actual weapons, Kanji just has whatever blunt object he picked up from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good moments too, even past that, about Kanji thinking about Naoto, which is hilarious because, again, it makes sense that he would have a crush on Naoto because Naoto's fine as hell, but, you know, it's also funny, it's like, "Oh, Kanji, were you into Naoto when you thought he was a guy, or now that you know he's a girl?" And it's just like, "Shut up! Who even said I'm into Naoto?" And he's just always freaking out every time Naoto's around. That's why everyone kind of just ships them for each other because they're kind of the best. And it's like, oh, Kanji.
It's also
you
because
poor boy.
Naoto is trying to pass herself off as a male because the whole detective thing has pretty much always been a male thing, and it's also because there is an actual glass ceiling to a certain degree. It's like, oh, you know,
especially in Japan.
She's a female. We can't really rely on her to solve any crimes. But then Detective Prince just sounds so much better than Detective Princess, you know? So like,
yeah, so Naoto is an heir to a family of detectives, just so you know. So that's why the whole Detective Prince or Princess angle is known. So she kind of has a bit of a reputation as a detective, which is why she was brought over to kind of help the police in Inaba see if she could figure out anything. And the whole time, like I said, she modeled herself to look like a guy. So she has wrappings around her chest to make herself more flat. She wears like heavier jackets so you can't really see her form. She wears a boy's uniform at school, and she tries to deepen her voice around people. So she really, really tries to pass as a guy. And to be fair, Japan, she kind of does. So either or, you wouldn't even be that surprised.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so for a while, that's been the thing. So Naoto's shadow is a childish, like, girl who's wearing, like, a gigantic coat, and her dungeon is, like, a bunch of robots and toys and gadgets, because basically Naoto wants to be taken seriously, but she thinks she can't be taken seriously as a girl, so her shadow even wishes that she was a man.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, like, self-hatred and shit like that in there, and Naoto, like, obviously comes to terms with it and realizes she doesn't need to do that, and she comes into her own when it comes to her femininity. There's even a school pageant when they're like, okay, we're gonna have a beauty contest, and Naoto sweeps the competition in no time, despite not wanting to be out there.
Good for her.
Also, I feel with the Persona 4 gang, we actually see what they're like when they're older and like no longer doing this. Like with P5 gang, we don't see too much of that.
Yeah.
But like
when
Naruto's older and she accepts herself more, you know, she no longer like dressed like a male, and like she actually has more like looser fitting clothes. And you realize that she has huge tits, you know.
Oh yeah, you realize that even where if you watch the anime, you realize that when they're doing the beauty pageant.
Oh yeah.
Because it comes to the part where basically Yosuke tricked the girls into having to be in the pageant because he signed them up for it. So they're like, well, fuck you. If you made us do it, you got to join the pageant too
Oh,
for the
yeah,
guys cross-dressing section. And so the guys are stuck doing that. But meanwhile, the girls all go out in swimsuits, Rise, Yukiko, and Chie, and they're all embarrassed. But Naoto's not on the stage. She's like behind the curtain saying, I can't come out, I can't do it. But even without going out, she still won, because every time everyone saw her, they were like, Jesus, she's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, which is
Rise was
another
kind of
reason why
salty
Naoto
about
is
that.
best girl. Yeah.
Like, Rise was actually kind of salty about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like, I'm actually an idol. How the fuck is this girl who doesn't even try to show herself off beating me?
Oh yeah, Malik
Hello.
Hey Eric, we're talking
It is
about
you.
Malik brings up a point in the dancing game. She wears her detective outfit, but it's more form-fitting, and you can see the shape of her chest. You know.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Which, again, it's like you really see them like really come into their own as like individuals, while with the other gang. I feel with the P3 gang, you don't see too much of them when they're older, especially
P3
the
gang has
tag.
been forgotten. They have been abandoned.
I feel like they're not
only
entirely
around.
abandoned. No, you know what?
They're only around when they want to
Mitsuru?
throw them against somebody else.
Mitsuru and well, hold on.
Akiho or whatever the fuck his name
yeah.
is, the boxer boy.
Akihiko.
Yeah, Akihiko.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that have not been just thrown into the wayside.
The female MC's been completely forgotten.
Oh, come on.
and
Why
made
you gotta
non-canon.
remind me? Why you gotta remind me?
Oh, great.
Yeah, because in Persona 3, for I think the PSP, you had the choice between a male or female protagonist, which would obviously give you, it's the same story, but it would give you different romance options and shit. And I remember somebody made a funny ass joke. One of the partners or allies you have in P3 is this kid named Ken. And he's literally a child now. I'm not gonna make this good. He's like younger than Futaba is in 5, basically.
He's 10 years
And-
old.
Yep, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he's working with the group to fight shadows and shit. And he wants so badly to like grow up and be a man and all this shit. You can romance that as a girl.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Alright.
and if you set up your party just right, both Akihiko and Ken will fight over you without
Yeah.
knowing that
Yes.
she's dating each of them.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you want to hoe around and date everybody, there will be so many awkward moments if you're in the. It happens in all the games if you go to dungeons. So if you're in a dungeon and you have a group consisting of anyone you're dating, if you talk to one of them, someone else is gonna have a reaction. So if you talk to Ken in the dungeon, it's like, hey, are you okay? Oh, well, if you ever fall down and you feel like it's too much, don't worry, I'll be there to pick you up. And Akihiko will say, you know, she's heavier than she looks, right? And it's just like, well, how would you know? And then there's a bit of how would you know? There's a bit of an awkward pause. And then there's another one where Akihiko basically says he's about to punch Ken.
Oh, that's so fucked. That's so
It's like
fucked.
this boy's about to throw hands with a child.
Although I was thinking about this, I can kind of see why the rest of the crew was basically just thrown to the wayside in comparison to Mitsuru and Akihiko. Because those are the only two I can think of that actually were brought into the arena game.
I think Ken was in Ultimax all grown up, but other than that, yeah.
The rest of the P3 team are in Ultimax,
Yeah,
except for the
so,
main character at P3.
Alright.
yeah, because he's supposed to not be there, but yeah, I think the problem
You mean
in terms of
Doorboy?
why shut up. I think the reason why they're not all as pushed as much is because maybe they're just not as dynamic to some people. I don't know. Like when you compare a lot of these characters to a lot of the characters we have now, it's not that they're bad, it's just that they don't instantly grab you as much.
I know
I
for a
guess.
fact Leslie really hates. Hold on, help me out here. Who's the one that he hates the most? The one with the baseball
Junpei.
cap? Yeah.
Junpei, yeah. The worst version of the dude bro trope.
Oh man.
He's a hater and a lame.
Hater,
didn't-
a salty ass bitch.
Didn't you
Yeah.
say that basically like everyone in P3 is supposed to be like the best of their like respective fields or whatever? But Junpei
Yeah.
is just Junpei.
Yeah. Also, let's see here. Have you noticed that for all the magician arcanas, they can never have their true love or the love person they want?
Oh fuck, you're right.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Even
All right.
Morgana can't. Oh man, it's
Oh
a
yeah, all right,
tragic.
Morgana. For some reason, I thought Morgana was Star because Teddy is Star.
Nah, yeah.
Oh god,
He's
yeah,
magician.
I forgot. Yosuke gets so fucked over when it comes to love. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're
let
like,
me-
and they're
let
the
me-
sidekick of the main character.
Who's Magician 3?
let me count it down for you, alright? In 3,
Yeah.
the social link is this guy named Kenji, right? And he loves his teacher. And like, the teacher is kind of leading him on, but then at the end of the social link, he like finds out, oh, the teacher's fucking around, holding around with some other guy. And he's gonna leave the school pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then he goes on his shooting spree.
And the fucking and Kenji's like, oh man, I guess I'll have to, fuck it. I don't want to date anymore.
I couldn't bang my teacher. Why go on?
So, and then it's Junpei, who's the Magician Arcana in your party, right?
Yeah.
And, his Lady Love, Chidori,
Who
eventually
tried to
dies.
help kill the world, by the way.
Yeah, eventually dies, saving Junpei's life by giving him her persona.
And he's like, oh, my lovely, oh, I lost you. It's like, well, fuck you anyway. You were trash.
And even in FES, where you can save Chidori's life, she doesn't remember Junpei anymore, so...
Jeez, what is she Leslie now?
Just throw that salt on there.
So Junpei goes, that's right, don't make her remember. I'll just have to live without her.
Loser. You're a loser.
Oh,
And then we got the
Sorry,
tragedy.
sorry.
Then we got the tragedy of Yosuke. Oh, Saki-senpai, I sure do have a crush on you, dead. And not only is she dead, you get
No,
to
let
find
me-
out the bitch hated you.
Let me rephrase
Oh,
it. Let me rephrase it for you. Hey, Hana-chan. Yes, my love. Go kill yourself.
Yep, pretty much.
Also,
Oh,
I'm gonna save my game, so it's gonna cut out some some audio.
I'll be right. I gotta go.
And I'm gonna rotate my saves too. You know, I'm gonna rotate that. Oh man, hold on. It should be coming back in a bit. All right, it says both microphone audio and gameplay are being broadcast. All right, there we go. So,
All right then. So now you know the Persona 5, the story of Morgana,
yeah.
who the only way he could possibly have on is for you to accept Maruki's dream world.
Yeah.
So and even then, he's just a fucking free guy that will help her shop around and carry her shit while she shops.
Oh jeez.
They never
So he's
even
a
kiss,
simp.
not hold hands, or even say "I love you."
Oh man.
Right.
Because Ann's favorite world in the dream world is the one where she's with Shiho Suzui.
Oh. I mean, I get that at least, but like, yeah.
So for Morgana to have Ann, he'd have to destroy Ann's favorite world.
Uh-oh.
So none of the magicians get their love.
I mean, maybe there's something about like the magician arcana and like tarot that has something like that. Maybe.
The magician represents immaturity and finding out who you are. The beginning, the next step in the beginning of your journey.
I think I can see that for like Morgana is especially the one that's like finding out who you are because he didn't even know who the fuck he was initially.
Yeah.
With Yosuke, I see the maturity, the immaturity aspect, and him finding out who he is as well. Who was the magician in 3 again?
The social link or the party member?
Oh wait, hold on. They have a social link, but they also have a party member.
Yeah, the party member is Junpei, and the social link is Kenji. But in
Alright.
Persona 3 girl version, the social link is, and party member is both Junpei.
All right. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of mention like I don't know much about Junpei, but it seems like he's not gonna get lucky anytime soon.
No, you see it in Ultimax, right?
No, I still haven't actually played it, and For some reason, I was like, oh, I should avoid spoilers for this game.
Oh, okay, so I won't say anything.
No, it's fine.
Alright, so I can say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Junpei encounters Ichigo and says, "Don't worry, Ichigo, I'm not a pervert." And she goes, "Okay, I guess I'll believe you." So and then Junpei goes, "So the way to chase off all perverts is to yell out really loud, go, eek, a pervert!" And then
shit, they done caught me.
And then Yukiko goes, eek, a pervert! And Chie and the rest of the guys are seeing her with Junpei, and immediately go like, get the fuck away from her!
That's not fair.
Tell me Junpei doesn't look like a creep.
I mean, look.
You look at that fucker.
The perfect creep job to be a creep.
I will say yes, that he even has the perfect voice for it too, because he's voiced by Victor. He kinda
does.
Oh jeez.
Kinda.
Anyway,
he kinda does.
He has the perfect creep job. It could be a maximum creep. Little League baseball coach.
Oh yeah. Oh god, Junpei, this ain't looking good for you, bro.
No, but I'm not one of those types of coaches though.
Unless you're coaching like a UNICEF team and one of the team members looks like Chidori or whatever the fuck your stupid ass fake girlfriend's name was.
Her name was Chidori.
I like
her name. The nickname he gave her was Chidorita.
You know what I'd like? I like it if sometimes Junpei like reminisces about her while he's coaching, and all the kids on his team is like, he's talking about a made-up girl, isn't he?
Junpei Sandusky. I wonder what that's a reference to. Malik always has these references that turn out like when he mentioned movie pod.
That's the coach.
Who?
The coach that molested his.
Oh Jesus!
Oh jeez.
This is why I said Malik belongs here. What was that last foul ass thing he said that caught all of us off guard? I was like, holy shit, Malik, you belong in this shithole.
The one I remember most recently is the fucking movie Bob bullshit, where like he talked about that dude. Then we went into like 30 minutes to an hour talking about like how fucked this is.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I swear to God, the day Malik ever ends up like getting a system and getting himself on, that's the day when like the streams will go a million times up in terms of views, but then immediately everyone's gonna be put on so many fucking lists.
So we hear that you're hanging out with some people, like this one person who turns out to actually have been a terrorist.
Some boys, if you will.
Yeah.
Some boys that tend to make a lot of noise.
Not a lot of it good.
So who would be, when Malik gets used to the group, if that ever happens, who would be Alonso? Would it be Efren or Del?
Leslie.
I'm imagining Efren going like, alright Malik, you have one day and one day only. Prove yourself.
Also, I become the Alonso after these two chuckle fucks put me through training day.
Yeah, it's like a curse. We passed it on to Efren now, so now he's the one being Alonso.
Wait, hold on. I need to explain that to Malik, who wasn't there, obviously, but like...
Come on. You Malik hasn't seen Training Day? Come on.
No. I mean, because he wasn't there for the movie night. He wasn't there for the movie night. Basically, me, Skylar, Leslie, Eric, and, we all watched Training Day together. I had never actually seen it before, and so, like, you know, you would think someone living in LA that never watched Training Day, what the fuck?
He didn't watch his documentary of his own place.
Which every now and then I would see a place and be like, oh, right, wait, I think I pass by there every now and then.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so anyways, so, basically, for some reason, when we're watching movies, we also insert ourselves as the role of the characters. We did this with fucking, not Demon Slayer, what was it? The one that Eric got us to watch that's depressing.
Demon Slayer?
Yeah. No, the one that has the terrible second season.
Oh, yeah, the one with the kids. And they were all like, Oh,
Oh,
your
yeah.
food actually.
What was it
there.
called again?
Browser.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought to say cyanide happiness. I don't know
Oh,
why.
But yeah, like, basically we inserted ourselves into that. Rian was the fucking main girl. I was the kid who winds, like, I think I was Norman.
Yeah.
You were the
But anyways,
white-haired fucker.
The point is that, like,
Yeah.
we all had our own roles. Then fucking for training day, there's only really 2 roles. And, like, Malik, not
We
Malik,
made Ethan Hawke into Efren because
Yeah.
Efren kept reacting so strongly to everything that was going on. Like when
'Cause
Lonzo
the
said, "Go
first
ahead,
one-
smoke this," and he was like, "Oh, what's wrong? It's not like I held a gun to your head." And Efren said, "But you did!" And
You
and me and
did!
Les were, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? What gun? What gun? You a grown man. Ain't nobody make you smoke that Efren. And
But you
it
did!
kind of led to this. It kind of led to this thing because me and Les were both saying quotes from the movie from Lonzo, and then somebody was like, "What is this like Dell or Les fucking driving Efren around fucking LA and just using him?" And then Les said, "Oh, if there's any actual actions where shit gets real, then that's me controlling Lonzo. If it's Lonzo joking or setting someone up, that's Dell." So basically, Efren was being driven around by a hybrid of me and Les. Manipulating him, and then we dropped him off at Eric's house where he was almost killed.
Oh, man. It's so fucking
But it's a
stupid.
good thing Efren was there and he saved. Oh yeah, and Skylar was one of the cops that got shot.
Yeah.
You're like, come on now, we
Okay.
gotta do this right.
Efren, I just want you to say to fucking Malik, you passed the test.
Malik, you're watching this stream, and you know what that means?
Malik,
You passed the test.
Malik's standing over Efren with a gun to Efren's like bloody body, and he's got like blackface on, and fucking.
Look,
Efren's, like,
I was
coughing up
just, I was
Efren's
just
coughing it
emulating
up.
my hero, Bunny Hop.
Efren's like coughing blood and shit, and he's like looking at him, and he's like, "You passed the test, Malik. Passed the test. Now let me go home. Let me go home. You got what you wanted. Now fuck off. Let me go home."
And I kind of like Efren do the fucking, damn Malik, I didn't know you like to get wet. That's PCP right there. Sherman Hemsley.
You took it. I didn't.
Oh god.
You took it. I didn't. But what? What do you mean? But it's not like I put a gun to your head.
Oh wait, yeah, fucking Malik, Efren's Trudeau now at the fucking, was it the governor or mayor from fucking, was it
Prime
Canada?
Minister of Canada.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Prime Minister of fucking Canada just wearing, wait, was it brown face or black face specifically?
Brown face.
Yeah. Also, Kenneth is here. So I'm just glad you all watched Training Day. Next up is American Gangster with good old Denzel.
We're gonna watch
yeah.
American Psycho to see a glimpse of Skylar's life.
Yeah. Oh, you
Right.
know what? I actually do want to watch American Psycho again.
I didn't even need to say it. I love that everyone said the same thing in their mind. Skylar, like American Psycho. Everyone's eyes just lock on the Skylar.
Oh,
Y'all know what I'm
God.
about.
Skylar humping a woman while looking at himself in a mirror. I could tell. But that's what he did when we were busy recording his video with Josh's mom. He had
Oh,
to keep
God.
himself going, so he looked at a mirror and looked at his reflection.
That was a long fucking bit, by the way. The whole like bit where like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
saying, like, oh yeah, Skylar,
It
you're
was
gonna
literally
wind up
how
starring
much
a
can we
porn.
smoke with one person.
Like, and
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
wasn't there for it. I think we kicked Josh out at the time that happened, right?
Oh yeah.
Y'all
Oh,
kicked
yeah.
him before that, and then you guys just started talking, and then that's how you know it wasn't planned, because at first we were just talking, but then Efren started like recording because Rian, like, useless ass didn't do it, and then like you started recording the shit that we were saying, and we were just joking about Skylar fucking Josh's mom, and it became a whole project where we're all
Yeah.
involved in this thing. Like, Skylar is obviously the main actor, fucking Eric's directing it, Rian's supposed to be the cameraman, Les is managing the budget, and like all this shit just for this one gag, and then we just kept making it worse and worse with every descriptive thing. Like, oh yeah, and he's also got his balls tattooed. Fucking facts and logic, or in
Yeah.
other words, right and correct, because you're never wrong.
Yeah.
And you never
Because he
left.
doesn't have a left testicle, he has a correct testicle.
And then it culminated in me joking to be the cherry on top of like, and the best way to burn Josh would be if I step in the scene and I have like an over the top exaggerated like black voice going like, you know what, you all right, and dap
Well,
up
I'm
in his face.
surprised!
Yeah, I know, right? It is shocking.
God damn it, again!
Shocking that I'd ever say you all right, and then and then I like said you get to say the N-word, and then Skylar nearly died on the spot.
Yeah, because he was two different people in Skylar's life have given him N-word passes that he still hasn't used.
Like, just the fucking idea of that, the joke, nearly killed Skylar. When I say I have not heard Skylar laugh that hard and was that worried that I might have killed someone, it was like, oh god, Skylar, come back, come back, come back.
Oh,
like, Skylar wheezed so hard, I'm so surprised his family didn't kick in the door like, are you dying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
It's
the
I still
fucking
have
best.
one more tint. Oh, also, I don't know when I got this item. I got a silver chalice. That basically it's a
Silver
reusable
chalice.
item, but it only recharges whenever I do like 5 battles.
But what does it do?
So it restores 30% HP, but basically it's not something that gets consumed. It has to recharge essentially after
You
I
stare
do a
at
couple
the
fights.
chalice until the chalice is done with you.
Oh yeah.
And then the vending machine gives you some jealous eyes.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I thought it was just for one party member. It's for the full party. Holy shit.
Right.
That's cool.
I mean, that's the only way that would make that useful like that. You watched all the training. Then next up, the American Gangster. So, okay. Oh, shit. I just remembered this. So, Malik and Kenneth. I don't know. You guys were not there during another one of Efren's last streams. The last Star Ocean one. Basically, it started both of them because there's a part 9 and a part 9 retry. And both of them, I yelled at this fucker because of how much of a prima donna was. And let me explain that. So Efren, one day, decided that he was going to go back and start streaming. He told us about this, right? He said, I'm going to stream. And I went to go get a drink to like, you know what, let me go ahead and see what Efren's talking about. I don't have anything planned today. I don't have any work. I go in, the party message went out 2 minutes ago, and there's no one there. I'm like, wait, but didn't he start up the party? So that means that Efren saw that there was not a crowd already waiting for him, and he said, and then fucking left. And I'm like, you prima donna, you over-the-top dramatic diva, you bitch. And he's like, well, no, it's not my fault, because, you know, I'm boring by myself, so it wouldn't work if I started a stream. I said, Efren, how the hell does this always go? Look, even now, fucker, you made this stream because I basically said, well, fuck it, if you're grinding, stream. And then the group was up, and it did not take Eric that long to appear. You're never streaming alone, you fucking bastard. So I yelled at this fucker for pretty much 30 minutes just for that.
It was well deserved, but like at the same time, I think you guys should cut me some slack, honestly.
I will cut your tongue off,
Bitch.
you fucking flacker.
What was the running joke? Remember, Dal doesn't hate Efren.
Yeah.
Why does everyone keep saying I hate Efren? Now, Efren, put your head in this guillotine.
There's like a joke like that Leslie had on Discord, which I always appreciate and think back to. It's Leslie saying to me, Efren, I'll fucking kill you. And then me saying like, you think your bond with Leslie will grow stronger today?
That's how it works. And I still remember when Eric asked me just outright, he said, Del, do you hate Efren? That will still, like, I'm not making fun of you, Eric, because I know you were just being sincere, but that will still always be one of my favorite moments, because it was such a direct question, and there was no humor in his voice, so he was being, like, genuine, like, do you hate Efren? And I was like, damn, I must really give off that vibe with the way I treat Efren.
Yeah, right.
Oh my Jesus! It's just like,
I'm gonna
you
save
hate
the
him?
game again because I've been grinding for a while and don't want my progress to get fucked over.
And then Efren instantly dies before he can save.
No,
No,
by the
it
way,
crashes,
I do want to mention real quick. In the background, like you couldn't have told, but like my niece was going to the bathroom nearby, and like and I heard like the whole like noise of like urine being splashed, and I was like, wait, that's weird. Doesn't sound like it's going in the toilet. Then like I hear like, oh my god, you pissed on the floor in front of the toilet. What the hell?
Wait a minute. Isn't she 14?
No. My niece, my youngest niece, who's like about 4 or so.
I'm about to say that's either aim you get as a child or when you're drunk.
Oh man, it's like, how do you make it to the bathroom but then still go? Like, nah, I didn't make it to the toilet though.
Lord forgive me. There was no chance. There was no time.
Oh yeah.
Seeing fucking Kenneth is disappointed in you. He's like, I thought you were a
man.
professional, Efren.
Oh no. Oh no. Also,
See, Efren, you were bullshitting so much that your streaming audience is like, what the hell, man?
By the way, Efren, I'm sorry I'm late. It's just that I was playing the SWTOR.
it's fine. Yeah.
I remember something you can do. I think we already mentioned this, so feel free to stop me if I'm repeating that. Remember that mission where you can you can cuck somebody?
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk about it
missions
anyway.
that
It's
let
so
you
good.
cuck.
It's so good. Talk
Okay.
about it.
So, as the Sith warrior, you're on a mission from your master to kill this Darth, right?
Yeah.
Or Lord. And so you're trying to go to war with him by killing his son. So when you try to kill his son, the fucking mother comes forward and goes like, "Hey, instead of doing all that,
It's
you
after
kill my
you beat
husband.
him, yeah. Yeah, after you beat him, she's like, oh, well, just kill the husband. He's right down there.
You can kill my husband instead, and my son will take the mask and have no trouble with you whatsoever." Which is a lie. And after you kill the husband, you can go, "Okay, take your reward." And the male Sith warrior can go, "How about I fuck you?"
Yep.
So not only that your companion goes like, "Okay, I'm just gonna
This
go."
is the
and
best
do
part.
this."
Yeah. This is the best part.
And
Go ahead.
you can go like, "No, Vet, you're gonna watch me fuck this woman in front of you."
Ah, shit.
And she's like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I'll stand there as I do my do.
Yeah. So, I want to add on to this. So, anytime you flirt with somebody, even lightheartedly, your companions will ask you, are you serious? If there's someone who you can romance. So, if you do flirt with other people, that will obviously disapprove. And when you suggest, oh, why don't I fuck you? She'll say, any place in port in space, that's the kind of guy you are. And she's already kind of like, are you serious? You're really going to do this? And then, if you choose to still do it, then the woman's like, well, what about your slave? And then you can say, she doesn't go anywhere. She stays wherever I am. And you make her, and then the girl's like, whatever, it's your party. And you can just fuck her in front of your slave.
Oh god.
That's so fucked.
And again, she can't leave. She's your slave.
Even if you free her
man.
from her collar,
Yeah,
You
she's
can
still your
go-
slave.
you're yours.
Yeah.
Even if you say we're teammates, she's still your slave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because again, game-wise, you have to always be able to have her as a companion, so she can't escape. That's why I say you can abuse your companions and they can't leave. So, yeah. And then one time, I remember watching a playthrough because I played a whole different version of a Sith Warrior, but I remember seeing a playthrough where this dude treated Vet like shit the entire time. And there's a moment where you fight this Jedi Master on Tatooine, because you need him to find somebody else. And when you fight him, it's him and his other Jedi dude, and he's like, I'm sorry, but it looks like you'll have to do this by yourself. And he knocks Vet out if Vet's there with you, and he's like, it's a shame. All that, like, despite all the abuse you've done to her, it seems that she actually cares for you. Probably a form of Stockholm Syndrome. So,
Yeah.
it's even
Basically.
like meta-wise that you abuse this character so much that they're stuck with you.
Jeez.
Let's just say, Dell, that you have a very direct way of communicating. I'm guessing people have a tendency to misunderstand your type.
Oh,
Yeah, probably.
did you ever tell on the stream? Did you ever tell the story of that bitch that fucking was like, "Hey man, buy my mixtape," and then fucking, oh, I don't have money to waste.
Okay, yeah, so, alright, I'll say that because I don't think I've said this on the stream. So, Kenneth and Malik. It was my freshman year of college, and my friends were taking me to the mall, and so we were just gonna waste some time buying some shit, right? One, I needed new headphones, but then I was obviously gonna buy more shit. So when I got my new headphones, I'm testing them out. They're pretty good, and I get pulled to the side by some butch ass lady. She's like, "Hey man, I see you must like music. You wanna?" And she like kind of like leads me to this shop, or I guess she runs it. I don't fucking know. And she's like pushing her mixtape on me, and I'm like, "Oh man, that's a shame, but you know, I got a budget. You know, can't waste money like that. My parents, you know." And so that was my kind way to try to let her down and say no, thank you. And obviously, me and my friends kept on shopping. We got bags in our hands, you know, ain't no shit. We all just running around here with money and shit. So we're going to wait for the bus. And I did not know this, but my friend told me that he swore he saw that same lady raising her hands up like a what the fuck when we were crossing, going downstairs. And I was like, oh, well, whatever. And then while we're out in the parking lot waiting for the bus, the same bitch finds me again. She's like, hey, I thought you said that your parents wouldn't let you waste money on nothing. And I said, no, you misunderstand me. I meant I can't waste this money on anything that's not important. And I'm like, well, what the fuck you want from me? I'm not buying your trash mixtape.
Great. Del tried to be nice in that situation. He tried to say in the least like blunt way possible.
Because I have a history of when people are like, oh man, you're so fucking rude. Like, dude, when I was in fucking high school and I was in a fucking mall, I was just going to get a fucking Cinnabon. I don't even fucking like sweets like that, but I was like, fuck it, let me just try this little Cinnabon out. I'm sitting there. I don't have enough icing. So I just kindly say to the lady behind the counter, can I have some more icing to go with this? I didn't know if it was extra or not. I'd pay for it. I was just like, can I have some? She rolls her eyes in the most deliberate way and says, I'll check. And I said I want more icing. Let's eye rolling with my Cinnabon, you ungrateful bitch. And for some ungodly reason, everyone looks at me like I fucked up. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. I paid. Give me the fucking icing, whore.
Yeah.
I ain't say all that. I ain't say all that shit, but then I got my icing and left. But the important news is, in less than a month, that Cinnabon was gone from that mall.
Oh,
so that means
yeah!
I won.
Sorry, alright, that's kind of fucked, because people lost their jobs, but still.
Yeah, nah, fuck them. That means I won. That was destiny punishing you for not listening to me.
But yeah, even Kenneth says, like, butch ass lady, loving that shit. He loves the way, like, you're very blunt about it. Also, it was just being honest. Spending money on a random butch ass lady mixtape is not important when you're
yeah, man.
Kid. Video games
like
are.
I had just got my system at that time, so of course me and my friends were buying clothes, we're buying games, we're buying a bunch of shit. Cause at that time, you know, I had a good spring of money, so I was like, fuck it, why not? So we're just all grabbing shit, and I'm like looking at all the cool shit in the mall, like, alright, this isn't a bad place, I'll come back here some other week, you know, see some more stuff around here. And this bitch is all like, but my mixtape though, and I'm like, girl, take the goddamn hint. I'm listening to real music right now. Why do you think I got these headphones? To hear some real shit. I don't want to buy good-ass headphones just to hear your garbage in perfect sound. Oh, I don't want that.
That's the main thing. Right. It's like someone should just like, if you lost a customer at that point, it's like you should not be this fucking like hell-bent on trying to get this customer. Yeah, because
if anything, that's going to make them want to be bitter towards you and say, yeah, don't go to this person.
Fucking. So from what I'm hearing is that she followed you, stalked you all the way to your car?
Yes. Like, I say no thank you, continue shopping, and keep in mind, we shopped for hours, okay? So it was not like in a few minutes. We're going through the whole mall, and when it's time for us to go, we're like, alright, we need to get back home to the campus before it gets too dark, so we go out there to the fucking bus, and we're waiting. My friend says he thinks he saw that same lady, and I was like, fuck it, I don't fucking care, right? Because what, maybe she just saw us crossing. This bitch followed me all the way to the parking lot just to get in my face about this. And I'm like, do you want me to embarrass you and say that your garbage is, like, don't make me describe how shit you are.
Yeah.
Take the hit.
Look, lady. I'm just saying, Soulja Boy has more talent.
He does. He does.
I heard that man gonna make a console one day. Now what are you doing with your life?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, to be fair, he did it. It fucking failed, and it was a fucking scam, but he fucking did it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't say he didn't.
This is so fucked, man, because I didn't want to say all that. Like, my first instinct when she was basically forcing me to listen to her shit at that store was to insult her. But I said, you know what? No, she's doing her thing. She's trying to live her dream. She probably works here at the same time and trying to do this. I'm not going to shit on somebody's dream. Let me just, kindly say, 'cause I don't try to be rude. It's just when people anger me. So I was like, all right. I'm not gonna be extra today. I'm gonna say, you know what? That's nice, but I gotta reserve this money for more important things. Continue on. I'm thinking she's gonna go back, ask somebody else to buy her thing. Good things all around. Bitch is stalking me to see what I'm buying. And I think she even threw something in my face. Like, you say you buying important shit, but I see you going to this store. And I'm like, yeah, important shit.
Yeah.
Important shit.
Important shit, man.
These clothes are more important than you.
I want.
Yeah.
The important shit is anything
Hey,
I want.
speaking of angering you, Del, oh fuck, what was it? Hey, come on, I heard you were a nice guy, Del.
Go to hell. And this effort is why I'm happy to abuse you.
Hold on.
Son of a bitch.
I just want to say, Kenneth is saying that Mall is like a unicorn to the typical European. It's a mythical paradise where you can spend money on everything your heart desires. And Malik seems so fucking baffled. Jesus Christ! And Kenneth over here, if her shit was that good, then why not just play it to sell it? Sounds like a hustler.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was just
Do you want to explain why that part in particular that I said got you so riled up?
Because I know what. Alright.
Have you told that on stream?
It was a stream we talked about, but I don't know if anyone was here during that part.
Alright.
But
you feel free to do so. If not, that's fine.
Fuck you, Efren.
I'm sorry.
This is why I abuse Efren. But anyway, so what Efren is implying is during one of the streams, I'm pretty sure it was like 2 hours or something in one of these Star Wars ones, so this is why I don't think anyone remembers it. But Efren started, basically we were talking about bitches expecting shit, basically. And Efren kind of got me by saying, give me the money, Dale. And then he triggered me for a minute, and I was like, fuck off. That's one of the few things in real life that would get me actually mad. And so that kind of opened a can of worms right there where memories are coming out of people expecting me to pay for them. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
My cheeks hurt.
Yeah.
I think you were talking about, I was joking at the same time joking about anybody in the group taking me to Ruth Chris.
Oh yeah. You were with that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then Eric told his story about that kind of shit.
I don't think, what was his name? Malik is in the California area, so I don't know if he would know what Ruth is, but I'll explain that later. You go on, Del.
Basically, I ended up talking about a few situations that young Fidel used to be in with bitches expecting shit from people. And I say bitches plural. Anyone can be a bitch in this scenario, not just females.
Oh, yeah.
But,
even I'm a bitch sometimes.
Oh, what the fuck you mean sometimes, slacker? Anyway.
Oh, did you call me slacker? Are you turning into gay?
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Go on. Del, sorry.
I will spirit gun you to death. But anyway,
I have a sword.
I remember going to a fucking coffee shop, and the first thing that I'm doing after I've gotten my coffee, I'm waiting for it to be made. You know, all that stupid frappuccino shit that's basically just ice cream in a cup and it's not even fucking coffee anymore. I didn't fucking care. I'm waiting for it. So while I'm waiting for that, some bitch who just was with us, with the group, I don't even know her name, didn't know her, but my friend knew her, so whatever. She orders her thing, she's leaning over the counter, and when the price comes up, she's looking at me. And at first I'm like, hi, I don't know what you're looking over here for, but then she's inching her eye towards the cashier, basically saying, when you whipping out your wallet? And I was 5 seconds to slam her head through that goddamn window. That infuriates me.
Well, now I know what I'm going to do 5 seconds after I meet you, Dale. You ever do me.
You're gonna, you know what it's gonna be, Skylar? It's gonna be, I'm gonna be already at a restaurant, and you're gonna do what Junior did in Baki, and go up to be like, "Hey!"
Jeez.
And instead of a fight, you're gonna like sit, you pull up a seat right at my table, and start ordering a bunch of shit, and then when you order a bunch of shit, you're like, "So, you're covering the bill, right?" And I just stand up, and I'm like, "Let's go, let's go."
Oh man. But yeah, so,
yeah, absolutely.
so
It's
more
just the
specifically,
chat fight.
so did you mention that basically they're like, oh well, I heard you're nice, Del, and just,
Okay.
No, the thing was.
or was that
I
a
don't
different
know.
story that I'm thinking about?
Well, bitches at work say that, but yeah.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Are you fair?
The thing was, his friend came up to him and said, "Okay, Del, you gotta be cool, man. Cool, right?"
Yeah. So after I was pretty much, again, I did not.
By the way,
did not
sorry,
blow up.
I'm gonna save because I don't want to die and then fucking have all of this be wasted. Sorry. Look, I can't let this all be for nothing. Sorry. All right,
The best
it should
grinding
be back.
on YouTube.
It should
the
be
best
back.
grinding. It is good grinding though. But anyway, so after again, I did not blow up. I want to just confirm this now. I did not blow up. I did not curse at her. I did not threaten her. I just kind of gave her a look and I was like, no, and waited for my drink and just went on. But apparently, me not giving anything to that bitch was still over the line for her. Cause then, when we leave the coffee shop and my friend's about to lead us down somewhere else cause he's showing us around the city, the fucker has the nerve to pull on my shoulder and say, "Hey man, you gotta be cool, man." She was kind of complaining about what you did, and I was like, "I am 5 seconds to beat the shit out of you in these streets." Fuck do you mean? I don't give a fuck about you or her. Don't you start this shit with me. And like I was just dude, it's freshman year. I'm in college for the first time. I don't give a fuck about you.
That's great.
Yeah?
God damn it.
Hey man, you're fucking my wingman.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to fuck one of these girls or whatever, because there was 2 of them. So I don't know if he was trying to fuck one of them, and he was probably just hoping I would like keep the other one fucking entertained. I don't fucking know. But what I'm saying is, you can expect whatever the fuck you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But the second you put Fidelis' wallet in your equation as if it's guaranteed, that's when we got a fucking problem.
I was thinking
the
about
hell?
this.
Yeah, fuck those back.
I was thinking about this, but like,
The
do you also think
entitlement
that
of
that's such a childish mentality to be like, hey man, like someone else might pay for me anyways, you know, or like someone else will pay for this. You
Yeah,
know?
we all grown
that's
here.
kinda
Fuck
shit.
you mean?
Yeah, that's kind of shit I pull on family members to be an asshole, but what the fuck are you doing with a stranger? It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, because we didn't even fucking know each other at that time, so this bitch just expected that.
It's like,
yeah.
Eric.
like gone Eric?
To be fair, sometimes it does happen that some stranger will just pay for your shit if it's like a low cost thing, right?
Yeah, but that's at the stranger's
Like-
discretion.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like my mom went to fucking Costco, and she went, "Hey, maybe I'll just bring dinner for the family." So she ordered like 3
Alright.
slices of pizza, and was like, and didn't have enough money to pay. So some stranger behind her was like, "Oh, I'll pay for you, ma'am." And that's because she's 93 years old and thought that she was being led around by her daughter, which is the maid.
Oh,
Right.
little did
Yeah,
she
yeah.
know that your mother was already plotting to kill the maid.
Yeah.
And blame it on Eric.
So did I tell the story of the maid? Can I tell the story of the maid?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I don't think you did.
It has been a long time since we did these streams.
I don't think
so-
you did on like on a stream.
So
I
yeah,
just want
tell
hold on
us
before
that-
you do that. Sorry, let me just say. Kenneth says it's more the fact that she didn't even have the courtesy to just ask if you wanted to pay for the first
That's
round.
what I'm fucking saying,
Oh,
Kenny.
yeah.
It's the expectation. I'm like, that's the shit that makes me want to slam your fucking head through the table. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you?
The passion in your
Continue,
voice
Eric.
about this topic.
Continue, Eric. Oh god,
Yeah,
let me
sorry,
stop.
sorry, Eric. Go on, go on.
So, let me tell you most of this one. So my mom hates the maid and basically anyone that works for her. So,
She's plotting against the maid, but she'll
So,
keep her hired.
so one time she found a cockroach at the night and killed it, right? So My mom says to me, Eric, I think the maid is carrying cockroaches in her body, and that it is distributing them around the house to contaminate our food.
The level of paranoia, it's like, nah, Eric, you don't see, it's all connected.
It's like,
Everything the maid touches turns to evil.
yeah.
And by that I mean everything breaks when she touches it, right?
Also,
yeah.
I just want to say, alright, so Kenneth is over here going along with what Del said. Expecting people to pay without asking is the ultimate sign of self-entitlement. Then he says, wait, what? You guys have a maid? Is she South American by chance? Is she?
She's... I think it's in North America, right?
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Isn't
Although
it?
when people say South American, they basically mean anything that's below America on the map.
Right.
I
the
have
entire
a maid.
world.
We have a maid, but she's basically for my mom because she's 22 years old and needs people to help her out. So she's paid by the government.
Keep in mind, it's more adoptive mother than biological.
Surrogate adoptive mother, yes.
Yes.
So that was one story of the maid. And the next one is... remind me one, Efren. Come on.
Okay. Oh, did you tell him about the one where your mother... Oh, no. I know how much is, like, too much info that you want to give, but, like...
I am willing to share all info.
What was the one that you said that she said the fucking maid was possessed by demons or some shit?
My mom constantly accuses the maid of stealing stuff from the house. And the maid every time goes, I don't steal anything from you, ma'am. Why do you accuse me of such things? And my mom goes, maybe you just don't realize that you're doing it. Maybe you're possessed by the demons. You have a split personality. I've heard of this.
I heard of this. My son told me about this Harvey Dent, also known as the Dent. Clearly, he was possessed by a demon, and that's why he has half a demon face.
I almost thought you were going to say, my son told me about this telenovela. Well, to be fair, she probably would watch this well.
Oh god, what if she thought the Telltale Batman thing was a telenovela?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, go on,
So she
Eric,
says this to the maid, not once, not 5 times, but 4 times. You're possessed by a demon, Irma. You're stealing stuff without you knowing it. So that's one thing, one of the few things that my mom has accused the maid of doing. She also accuses her of stealing shampoo and conditioner from us.
Petty shit.
And she's also like, maid, you don't even watch me when I'm bathing.
Well, ma'am, did you want me to do that?
Ma'am, okay, well, do you want me to do that? And my mom goes, no, but it would be nice if you offered.
That is the most female response to that. That's the most female response ever.
That is
well,
the most
do you want
bullshit.
this? Well, no, but that's not the point. It's the principle. Why didn't you offer? What the fuck are you talking about?
I do that as a joke to people. It's like, oh, you went to this party and you didn't invite me? But you hate parties. Yeah, but I would have wanted the invitation. Then when I get the invitation, why are you bothering to invite me? I'm going to say no.
Yeah, so my mom goes, I want the offer to bathe me to be born from her heart.
What? What is that? Like, it's just... Okay, so she wants it to be a genuine offer to bathe her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she never wants anybody to bathe her.
Again, it's the most female thing. I don't really want this, but I want you to offer it. Because if you offer it, then that tells me that you're really dedicated to this job. Like, oh, why not bathe me, huh? What, you think you're too good to bathe me? Do you want me to bathe you? Of course the fuck not! But why didn't you offer that? What the fuck are you talking about? It's presumptuous for me to say shit like that.
And it's ridiculous because you just know if she did offer it, You know, she'd just be like, "Oh no, the
Eric,
maid's trying to
now I know
you know,
the,
some kind of
I know, now I know the maid is possessed by a demon. She came on to me. Gay advances, Eric.
yes, that's it."
can't
Eric,
wait
my
for when
very
Eric-
straight son. You know, I know
I
I
was about
can.
to say. I can't-
I know I can always consort you with these sort of situations.
I can't
Yeah,
wait for
I
Eric
hope
to
you
just outright show how gay he is, and then immediately, instead of yelling at Eric, her first thought is the maid. She's corrupted my son.
She showed you images of this Kokichi demon, didn't she?
What did she got you into? JoJo? Oh, that's what made you gay.
Uh,
So I think I
is
have
this Araki the
one
devil?
One or two more.
Oh, he probably is. He probably is. Sorry,
I think
go
I have
on.
one or two more about the maid and my
Alright.
mom. Let me see here. God, I'm forgetting already.
While you're doing that,
I'm
like,
stealing your ideas.
I will say, Kenneth did write in, like, alright, that's different. That's a house assistant you guys have there. It's cool to adopt them on. I've adopted an elderly neighbor as well. It's not quite the same situation there, is it? Where you,
No,
You say
my
adopt
Well,
mom.
does that elderly neighbor bathe you? Well, why not?
go on, Eric. Also, Kenneth
basic-
says, it's tough trying to be social when all your friends are afraid to go out. I also snagged a 60-year-old gay drag queen neighbor. What the hell?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright, go on, Eric. Go on.
Kenneth said you're gonna clean me.
Oh, Jesus.
Go, Eric, go.
Go on,
Fucking
go on.
So my mom constantly the maid cooks for my mom, right?
Yeah.
And every time that she feeds her, my mom goes, "Irma, I'm not going to eat this. I offered it to my dogs and my neighbor's dogs, and neither of them want to eat your cooking."
Bitch, it's human food.
I hate your cooking, Irma.
It's so fucked. It's like
Oh, yeah.
cartoonishly evil for no reason.
She said, and I know she said this because I was with my mom when she said this to the maid, and she's like, "Oh," and the maid's like, "Oh, Kathy, you're so funny," and then when it all came to a head, the maid goes, "Eric, I've gone home crying that your mom keeps telling me this bullshit." And I
So
go,
fucked.
"Okay, well, I guess it would be better if you didn't work here, because I wouldn't want this." And the maid goes, "I'm sorry to make this serious now." The maid goes, "Oh no, I'm working here because I need this job and because I need the stimulus bills that come with this job."
Yeah.
So that puts into perspective of why she keeps working here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, so that I can steal an infinite supply of shampoos.
No,
Finally.
the latest,
She'll
the
steal
latest
all
thing
of
she's
it.
accused her of is slicing off bits of fruits and vegetables we have in the house, and thinking that we won't notice.
The most. It's like I don't even know where you get the idea to accuse someone of this.
Like, if anything, slicing off a piece of the vegetable is gonna make it more noticeable than just taking it.
You know,
Let's
you know
be
what that
honest, how
reminds
many
me of?
people
It's
count
like
the
that
apples?
image. It's like that image Grant posted of someone taking like the huge slice of the pizza and then fucking like
yeah.
squishing the pizzas together so it's like no one will ever know. And it's like,
He's
what
too
do you
dangerous
mean?
to be
The
left
pizza
alive.
essentially shrunk.
Oh, one time my mom came to me before the maid came to the house,
Yeah.
and she said, "Hey, Eric, I'm gonna say some a gossip, right? And when the time comes, I'm gonna give you the signal right in front of the maid, right? I'm gonna give you the signal, and you're gonna agree with me no matter what I say, all right?"
Why?
Okay, what was it anyways?
She never gave me the signal. Never gave me the signal.
Okay.
Like, was she planning on freaking just psychologically fucking with the maid?
Yeah, there's so many attempts at gaslighting over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tina says, I
man.
recommend she follows one of Ted Lasso's famous life tips. A golden fish has a 10-second memory. Be a golden fish. I guess that kind of makes sense, you know?
You should get over 100 things a day, son. Make sure this is one of them.
Jeez. Oh, man.
Now, Michael, you have a very good quote. Maybe you shouldn't have said that in front of the dude. That's how Trevor found you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
And she constantly says to me, Eric, I can't see anymore. I'm legally blind. Not one visit from a later. She goes, I can see that woman. I can see that woman taking my things.
So she wanted to play blind so she could catch the maid?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god, man. Your mom is a fucking trip.
We made the joke that you're basically living in a goddamn telenovela on your own. You're a telenovela
talk
character.
to your mom. And then she'll be like, Eric, I swear I think that guy's stealing our shit too.
Eric,
Even our Xbox says that he's trying to steal our stuff.
I'm pretty sure that guy's black. Don't tell him I said so, alright?
Don't tell him, but I don't think that he's Mexican. And you're like, Mom, I'm pretty sure he's not.
Or like when I come over, they're like, oh, you're hanging out with one of those people, you know, Latinos.
Latinxes.
Latinx, if you will.
Latinx.
That term that Eric and Efren love so much.
Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, they love it.
Eat a dick.
That's why we refer to it. That's why we refer to them as that all the time behind their backs.
In fact, they love it so much
there-
that Efren demanded that Skylar
Fuck
says,
you.
"What up, my Latinx?" every time
Fuck
that they
you.
meet.
There's two certain things in this world. One, that we like being called Latinx.
Fuck
and
you.
two, that we Skylar definitely voted for Biden.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an obvious one.
Well,
You can hear
his
him
tone,
just die inside right now.
His tone is so sarcastic that it must be true.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, like
They're
a lot of
punching
those
me.
old streams had so much shit where everybody was at each other's throats about any old memory of the shit. Like I remember Eric said, "Yeah, these bitches expected me to do something." And he said, "So then, fine, I got her some fucking lemonade." And then next thing you know, hey Eric, get a fresh out of money, forgot my wallet. And it's just
fuck,
like Eric's like
boy.
never do anything for anyone.
Yeah.
Never. Never.
Never.
So, one last thing I want to say about my mom is that she's kind of, I get my pettiness from her, but she's kind of fake too. Like,
That's
the
sweet.
former maid lives next door, right? And she recommended the curtain meet to us. But
Yeah.
before the former maid left, she was always like, "And that bitch is always conspiring against me. She is conspiring to, I don't know, do this and that to me." And when she quit the job, right? She's like, "Man, Lorena, she always helped us out. She always looked out for us, you know."
Man, you know, Vic.
After she quit.
You know, Vic was my best friend, even though he was a scumbag, but he died,
Oh, yeah.
and you know, I feel
just that he
super
was,
bad.
No, it's worse. Not just that he was my best friend. It was like, yeah, he was a good person, you know. He just had a bunch of problems, you know, but he wasn't bad. You hated him!
He fucking tried to ruin your career and your life by just
Like,
basically lying,
Freak for some
essentially.
reason. Freak for some reason didn't hate Vic, but Cece said, yeah, he was a good person, but he was just kind of messed up. Cece, you talked the most shit about Vic than anyone else. You were like, he is nothing but a leech freak. Get him out of your life. Now that the fucker's dead, you're like, oh, he was a good person. Oh,
He was.
he
He was.
wasn't.
They're gonna say he's not.
Yeah, it's like getting the team manager to walk in there being like, so anyway, I've decided to have Buffy Abortion commissioned to make a statue of Vic Van Leer. I know how much you'd want
think
that.
about the team manager gonna think, oh, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna just say it. So we were talking about the 2K Spike Lee joint,
You're
and
into
then we
it.
were talking about that scene when the team manager's yelling at Freak, and he's like, I want championships, Freak, and I want you to help me get him. And I said, oh god, this scene is leaching into my mind, because then we started joking about, like, you know, racist shit, you know, basic stuff here. And I mixed the scene where it's like, I want to bring back slavery, Skylar, and I want you to help me do it.
Oh, God.
And banners, after banners, all of them with the N-word on it. And then I said, to make it even more fucked up, it's me that's the team manager and Skylar's Freak.
Oh god.
Kenneth, my mom isn't racist, so cross that off, please.
Yeah, that was just we weren't just joking about that though. Like we were just
That
joking
one
about
thing. My dad is racist.
it.
Hey, I'm not that racist.
My dad was also named Fidel.
I'm not that racist.
Had a little black kid came up to him when his fucking
Oh
wheelchair.
god, that's a shame, honestly.
What? If Rhea was here, it would be Jesus Christ, Efren.
You know, every now and then I say something and I feel like I should take
Fucking
it back.
CEO of racism over here.
I feel like I should take it back, but at the same time, I know
Nah,
it's
it's too late. You already
Yeah.
took blackface back, apparently, you monster.
I haven't taken it back yet from you, Dell.
What are you talking about?
You took it from us. You won't let us use it anymore.
Banners after banners.
Is the implication that he was born doing blackface?
Yeah.
And I wiped Efren's face clean, and Efren says, no, I'm bringing it back.
Oh.
Efren wants to defeat the CEO of racism by being even a bigger racist.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you gonna say, Eric? Cause that just went to a whole
Go on.
railroad.
Go on.
So my dad had a little big boy spit on his shoes while he was in a wheelchair. And from that moment, he was like, man, I guess all black people are evil, huh?
Jesus.
We're not evil, we're neutral.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought you guys were on the dark side.
Nah, we
Nope,
knew.
nope.
Efren, this is how you get the bad end. Throw you in the fucking Sarlacc pit for that shit. Efren keeps getting the bad end.
One day it'll lead to a good end, I'm sure.
Fucking toss you to the Sarlacc for that shit.
I'm sure one day it'll lead to a good end.
Look, I'm fucking considering saving Efren from Palpatine. Then Efren says some dumb shit, and I'm like, never mind.
You know what that's like? That's like the fucking that's like that meme image where like this firefighter comes in to save like this old lady in a burning building, and like the one that I think of first is like when she just calls
Ma'am,
him
I'm here to
simp,
save you, simp.
and
There
then
was
like
just no, I don't know what happened. I couldn't find her.
because in situations like that, it's like, okay, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve to die. As fucked as that sounds.
Also, my stepdad is also very racist.
Yeah.
Didn't you say
could be
like
more
one of your
racist,
cousins was
honestly.
too?
My brother, I think.
Yeah.
All right, who was the one you said was? I'm sorry, who was the one you said was like wanted to be? You said either works at the border or wants to be border patrol, something like that.
Yeah,
Or am I
second
misremembering?
cousin.
Right.
My stepdad was listening to rap music that my
Oh, I'm
brother
sorry to
listens
hear.
to, and my sister too. And then in this fucking restaurant, he goes in front of everybody. He goes, Diana, my daughter, you're listening to that genre that the fucking monkeys sing, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay then.
Ay, ay, ay. The irony is that somehow my family is the least racist out of all of ours. With
They
possible
could be
exception of
more
Dells.
racist, honestly. I'm
My
surprised they're not
family is
more
the
racist.
the closest thing I've ever heard to any racism is my mom saying one thing about, yeah, I'm gonna get one of those Mexicans to end up fixing this thing around the house. And that's all she's ever said. And with my dad, it's literally just been either fuck all Americans, as in anyone who lives here, not even their race, just anyone who's in America, or saying, so let me tell you something about fucking Nigerians, Dell. That's it. It's either fuck the Nigerians or fuck any American that was like born here.
So,
Alright.
the big irony is that Diana, my sister, eventually came on to say after I asked her what type of guy she liked, she says, "Oh, I like black guys." and my mom turns to me, my biological mom turns to me, going like, "I tried to raise her right, you know."
I'm doing your family. You can't stop me. We coming for you.
Yeah.
Eric, we're coming for you. N-word.
And now oh man, you don't want to know. Oh man, that's fucked up. Because then it go to the biological mom.
By the way, I'm gonna save it real quick because I think I might try to. I'm gonna attempt to fight the boss in a bit, so I'm gonna see how that. Well, Edge is over level 50. He's almost at level 60. Everyone else is at 50 plus, more or less.
All right, yeah,
So,
that's a good range. So you might be straight for a fight.
The party average is level 50, so I'm gonna give it an attempt. Everyone's seen the boss at least once, so like you guys can keep talking. I'm gonna mute myself for a bit.
Alright, yeah, so I just remember when Eric made that fucked up joke, and it was, it was the bad boy scene of just like, basically somebody made like a parody of that where they put this fucking rat mouse, gay cartoon character in the scene. They're like, hey, my name is Reggie. Well, how old are you? What? I like guys. I really like guys. So it was just like Eric basically put himself in that scene, and instead of, you know, Will and Martin, it's like me and Les. Like, nigga, who had the door? It's Eric. Who the fuck is there? And then I just said Eric gets black 2 double dip.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something real quick.
I did not remember that particular joke.
What? You repeated it like 4 times.
Don't remember it. Alright, so
Alright.
let's one. Okay, let's see. I thought I was going to refer to that other joke you made. Wait, the one where we think, for a while we were basically streaming for a while, and we thought that he had just gone to sleep. And and we were like, okay, maybe we should find a way to wake him up so he doesn't, miss work. So we actually started talking about work and whatnot, and then he started interjecting, and then you're like, let's see here, what was he said again? As soon as he missed work,
sorry, Skyler. I go, oh, Dell heard the word work, and he was like, yes, massa. I'm just.
I
wanted to flagellate myself.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember you feeling pretty dang guilty about it, because although even though it's not the worst thing that's been said on here, but it was still surprise. It just sort of caught you off guard.
Yeah, fucking Leslie was like, Eric, you might as well have said the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you really should have just said it at that point, honestly.
I'll say it right now.
I'm still waiting for you to say it. Now that Dell's here, especially.
What are you gonna say, fucker? What, you gonna have to try to one up that effort again?
I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Alright.
No, just kidding.
He's trying to get away before he can be racist.
What are you saying, Eric? It's like a horrible ass video, just like, hey guys, what's up?
Let's read this thing that fucking Fran is saying. The most racist thing I remember my parents saying is when my mom asked my dad's GF. My mom asked my dad's GF at the time, who was Puerto Rican, if she cooked with Rick.
Rice.
Rice all the time.
Oh, I'm reading from the fucking stream. It doesn't say rice. Let me see here.
I got in the live chat saying that, but I don't know. Maybe he edited it and it didn't catch up yet. But oh yeah, I was talking to her on the phone, by the way. I think I remember fucking one of the Battlefield games had some shit like that. The one where you play as a cop. There's so many racist just lines and shit just added in for no reason.
A Battlefield Hardline? The one where you play with just cops and robbers?
Yeah, where it's like, alright, what do you say we bag these guys and get some lunch? Oh, well, I know this Cuban place. Cuban? Come on, man. You're vice now. You can afford more than beans and rice. Or like, that shucking and shiving black guy that was fucking cleaning one of the windshields. He was like, hey, can I get $1? Oh, I know. I just, I'm what you might call a capitalist. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
Jeez, that's a bit much.
Yeah, and then there's even a line where one of the bad guys even pulls a gun out and he says, so, by the way, I just want you to know, this hate is not racial. I hate you from a strictly personal stance. It's like, I would buy that if the rest of this game wasn't so over-the-top racist.
Oh, yeah.
There's even a line where one of the dudes says, you're Mexican, so I'll assume you're a robber.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, just like, I'm not kidding when I say that whole game is just full of this shit. And I know they're trying to do it to the point where it's like comical, but it's just dumb.
Come on, now I need to buy Battlefield Hardline.
Same.
Oh, yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, I need more racism in my life. Efren hasn't given me enough racism. I did it! I killed the boss!
Yeah, I see him struggling. I see him. Is he? Oh, I thought he was fucking off for a minute. Just like, no, I don't want to play anymore.
Damn it!
Oh, that's why I didn't hit. I didn't hit the live part, so I missed that.
What the fuck?
It's just like, look, it's gonna cut to the Spire moment when an even bigger boss comes and automatically kills you all.
No, okay, so basically it's like, I know you killed the big queen of all these bugs, but we also need you to kill like these last final grunts. God.
Here come her babies.
Fucking
you wouldn't kill them, would you? Oh God, you're killing them, you monster.
But you told me to!
That's always the worst.
Monster cat.
That always annoys me in a game where either a queen alien or some shit like that decides to throw her own children at you and then gets pissed off when you kill them.
Yeah.
Like,
oh God, one of the most dumb versions of that. Like, not children, but I just remember that Watch Dogs Legion shit. Where it's like, how many people have you killed, huh? DedSec, you're no better than us. And it's just like, are you serious? You're literally the guys that had the secret police. Took over all of London, and you spent the whole game literally having a slavery ring and shooting people, anyone that crosses you, and you're like, well, how many people have you killed? See, we're the exact same. Like, that's the most flimsy shit in entertainment whenever anyone tries to pull that line.
Oh, yeah. The only time I've ever seen it mean anything, or at the very least have any kind of point, is where that one guy, is in Uncharted 2. Where both sides basically just want the magic glowing stones, and it's like, how many people have you killed just today? And given the fact that nothing that up to this point I can't remember anything that guy had done that was more evil than killing people. I'm like, yeah, technically speaking, he is on the same level as freaking Drake there. But then again, I want the money, and he has the money, so gimme. That's yeah.
It's just always so dumb when they pull that, especially when they try to play your main character as like a rogue, where it's like, it's okay when they break the rules, but anyone else that breaks the rules, what fuckers, what dishonest bastards. It's like, but our guy does that. It's like, who was talking about this, where it's like, Efren, when you were talking about in a lot of fiction, you didn't realize that pretending to surrender was a war crime. He said, but that's a tactic that a lot of protagonists do. It's like, protagonists get away with that shit because they're the protagonists.
It's like, we're gonna knock out these stormtroopers and like wear their armor, and like that's actually a war crime, and like, but it's such a good strategy, and the heroes always win because they do it,
That's why it's illegal, and that's why I said espionage is that middle ground where you basically the rule if you're doing any illegal shit or any potentially like skirting the line is you just don't get caught, which is a spy's whole MO. But when you're a soldier or when you're engaged in military shit, it's supposed to be standard. You're not supposed to do shit that's just flat out illegal.
By the way, speaking of war crimes, I was thinking about this. This just kind of like a one-off joke that happened in like a D&D campaign I was playing where I was, mind you, I was playing a lawful good cleric that was like a cute hobbit girl and all that. Where she used the power of friendship to protect people and heal everyone. And she eventually somehow gained the ability to throw fireballs due to this necklace she got. And also, by the way, it feels kind of weird that I'm talking about this while our elf over here is having
war
such
crimes Edge has committed.
I mean, well, no, there's wars. There's a war crime happening right now, and it's a genocide. But like, not Edge being involved. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, my character just throws is all yelling out to these goblins, just like, I would prefer it if you all surrendered, please. They all kind of go like, kill her! No, Alright, I'm just gonna throw this fireball. And it kills like a majority of the goblins because they're all kind of bunched up. And like, then they're like, oh man, is this the first war crime you guys will commit? They fucking say, look, it's not a war crime because my character's lawful good, so everything they do is good.
Yeah. Well, it's more like, it's not a war crime because they're goblins. It doesn't count then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Goblin Slayer approved.
No, my main thing is like, look,
no
I gave them a fair warning. They didn't take it. Like, how do you know that they just didn't understand what you said?
Hey, point is, I gave it, and it wasn't given. But you gave it, that doesn't mean they understood. Doesn't matter. Oh god, that's like that stupid extra credit buggers that are like, why are you saying orcs are automatically evil? That's racist.
Oh yeah, that freaking take is just the stupidest shit. Oh yeah,
extra credits are the same fuckers who did the whole like, video games shouldn't make you play a Nazi or something.
Yeah, that's the only reason anyone remembers their fucking name.
But it's like, I can't think of any game that like did that consistently. I can't think of more than maybe like the ones that are in World War II. But even then, it's not like you're playing as the Nazis. You're playing as the German infantry.
We're going to EN2 now.
Yeah. Like, it's not like you're playing as an SS officer shoving Jews into the ovens. Like, if that were the case, maybe that'd be a problem.
It took me a second, and then when it hit me what you meant by shoving the shoes, then it kind of just brought me back. Oh man, that is fucking. But yeah.
I will track down the Grigori alone.
It's so fucking
at that
dumb.
Yeah. But the idea that they could just be this freaking judgmental about something that is very freaking standard and not really an issue to anyone is freaking ridiculous. Like their whole idea. One of their claims is basically every game should be like Mass Effect, where all the races are super diverse and
complex and shit. And it's like, but that depends on how deep you want to make a narrative. You dumb fuck. If we just need a simple good versus evil. And what's stupid too is, despite what they were saying, they were ignoring that a lot of the good versus evil shit, even then they kind of give some of the characters on the evil side a bit of a justification, like orcs.
Hold on, I just want to mention real quick.
So of course they're evil.
Del, I don't mean to interrupt, by the way, but I just want to mention that Edgelord over here, basically, he has the same backstory as Dan from fucking Binary Domain. He's the last survivor. What? Basically.
Oh god, you're the survivor.
That's why he's called the Grim Reaper in some cases. Like, it's everyone else dies except for him. So yeah.
I see.
Just wanted to bring that up.
Start trying to hit on one of the women. Say, oh come on, Edge, you only movies you watch are porn.
Also,
yeah, right. The one with the.
I don't know if you noticed,
watch
but
this.
I forgot his name. I forgot the edgy name we gave him. But FaZe, the elf that we had before, the green-haired one.
Yeah,
Jello.
That fucker.
So I don't know if you noticed that he did a fucking kamikaze to try to blow up that alien ship and all that.
I did see his face.
Oh no!
So,
the elf died.
He's officially been replaced by a different elf. So yeah.
I'm gonna prove that I was more than just your fucksock, Edge. You watch.
So it's Jello's death?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
And nothing of value was lost.
I actually kind of felt like, oh man, no, he's dead.
I was gonna say I kind of would have missed having that, that cheap fuck. Like, damn, effort.
Jeez.
You ain't gotta treat people like that. I know it's an elf, but come on, man.
I would never treat them like that. I'm not like you fucks.
Yeah, you're a savage. You're the one that's mating with their ears and shit.
Listen, it's not that gruesome. All you gotta do is fold it over and use it that way. You don't gotta go through the skull.
I hate all of you.
Hey,
except for Eric.
okay though. It's okay though, but they're good, so anything that you do with them is good too.
Fuck you.
Remember,
Yeah.
Extra Credit said that races are just naturally good or evil.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Like,
Also, I'm gonna save
yeah,
my fucking game again, alright? So that's gonna cut out the audio. Cause you guys are bringing up ear fucking, and you know for a fact that it horrifies me.
listen,
It's the idea that the dick's like the tip is somehow
fit.
gonna reach your brain and fuck you.
No, it doesn't have to be that way at all.
Nah, it's
all you
just
have
that
to
the
do
ear
is
has a lot of room, a lot of tunneling in there.
No,
all you have
you
to
know
do
what?
is wrap the dick up and
Alright, you know what else
use
is?
to wrap the dick
Alright.
and use it that way.
Okay,
It
so
has to get into the ear
very
canal.
similarly, this is the same reason why I hate, like, there was an image I saw where, like, there's a woman that has fucking, what do you call it, an eye patch? And then, like, in the next panel, can you guess where the dick goes? And I'm like, why would you ever do this to a person that, like, that's literal skull fucking like that. That's,
I remember Malik talked about that right after I mentioned the ear fucking thing on one of the last streams. And then I was like, oh damn, I didn't know about all of that.
it horrifies me. It really does, you know? Like, the whole skull fucking aspect, okay, I can understand a blowjob. That makes perfect sense to me. I get that. You know, I understand that, but the whole...
also honorable.
Well, here's the thing, is then when the dick is going into the orifices, like, going to the eye, the nose, the fucking, like, the ear, like, I'm just like, no, why? Stop, get help, do something else, watch Vanilla, become more Vanilla for fuck's sake.
My lifestyle. Who are you to judge my lifestyle? I'm a well-adjusted person.
Hey, those are the words.
All the while, and then they just have my burner up their nose. That's how they get.
Oh
yeah.
Because here's the thing: is that the human body is not made to stretch like that, and it's not made to take this in.
On you for you bringing up that fucking pudding hentai or whatever the fuck you were talking about last time. This is Skylar payback towards you.
Oh wait, yeah. Malik says extra credits are low-key brap enthusiasts too, which implies that like they really love farts.
Oh. Oh, weird. It might explain why they had that in their video too for some fucking reason.
I'm not surprised, but I am disgusted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the extra credits, guys. I was about to say, the fact that they keep that they're like, okay, so yeah, we realize that it's completely unpopular to try saying that that making orcs evil is the same thing as saying that black people are evil, and that there's a big connection there. We get that that's not popular to say. So let's just say that that's bad writing, and it's freaking obvious that that's what they're doing, and they practically say it in their video, and they still expect people to not realize what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
like everyone's
it's like they were
stupid.
It's like they tricked everyone. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not saying that. Now let's say that in the rest of this video. And it's and then the first image they have is an orc standing next to an old black lady, and I'm like, so what you trying to say, bro?
And I love that it has to be a black lady. Is it be too obvious that they made it an aggressive black man? That they're supposed to be scared of.
And it's like, then people might project those images onto others, and it's like, projection, the definition, you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, who the hell looks at an old black lady and is is completely terrified that she's going to commit some kind of violence?
What?
Unless she's already being, doing something that's...
By the way, I'm gonna save the game again real quick, but what the fuck? I've only seen, like... I haven't even seen a single extra credits video. I've only seen like someone talk about.
Only seen those two videos and that's it. And that's because the internet keeps talking about it.
Are they comparing orcs to black people? Also, the audio should be back, but
they swear they're not doing it, but it's so blatant that they are. Not just black people, but all minority races, basically. Because they were going into detail about how their whole thing was, you should not. More games should branch out from the whole idea of good versus evil and labeling any race as evil, because they say that paints the narrative as, you're saying that this race equates to this person in real life. It's like, I don't know where you're getting that reach from, especially since to make the mental jump from an orc to any race would mean you'd have to already be racist for that to work.
And the
you
freaking ridiculous one is
you can't do any other.
Yeah. And not to mention, they use freaking Warhammer 40K as an example. The game where one of the sole premises.
Stupidest version of that. Literally, the orcs are retarded idiots that build miraculous machines and don't give a fuck about anything. Oh yeah, let's talk about how complex this universe
Lord
is.
Bailey is just screaming her fucking lungs out. Also, Malik says extra credits are also one of the motherfuckers that claim Kanji is gay. Like,
fucking course they are.
Like, okay, because you know what it is? It's like, there is some discussion right there, but like, if you're just saying, no, he's definitely gay, it's more so like...
it's when you've decided he is, despite his clear attraction to Naoto, who he knows is a female, and is all woman.
It's like you're ignoring the fact that he is like a young male who is trying to be masculine, he's trying to fit the stereotype, but he really enjoys doing things like sewing and stuff, but he doesn't want to be considered like feminine or
girly
even gay,
or
because
feminine,
that's especially not like very
and in fact,
upright.
if you try to determine that because he's not acting quote unquote masculine means he's gay, you're now stereotyping gay people. So pick one.
Either going into the same trap that Kanji's trying to avoid, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the same people.
And it's the
Like,
thing, I wouldn't even care if he was, but the fact that it's very obvious we were never giving a clear-cut answer, and there's a lot of hints that he just likes Naoto, period. It's so obvious that Kanji was just confused momentarily because he likes Naoto, when Naoto was pretending to be a girl, pretending to be a guy. And then, even when the fact remains that Naoto is a full woman, he still has a crush on her, and his paranoia was more around him as a person and his stake as a man, which makes sense for a lot of young people who don't have a father, because he also didn't have his dad around. So he was just confused. But if he was gay, that wouldn't be a big deal. But there was no confirmation one way or the other, so why are you so determined to say he is?
Yeah, like there are, like, this reminds me of like a thing where people are for some reason claiming that the Joker is gay or some shit like that, or that he's being queer coded.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Like we joke about that. We joke about that, but people are now saying that that's totally the case. You know, same thing with Pennywise. Like for some reason, they really want murderous clowns to be gay. Yes.
What?
Like they were upset. Like they were upset because
the
apparently Pennywise had become
demon killer.
Yeah.
He has a sexuality.
Yeah. Like they really wanted him.
Why we gotta be like this?
Why not?
Yeah, for some reason, they really want murderous clowns to be gay. It's really weird, because why the hell would you want the Joker, of all people, to represent gay people?
To represent gay people!
Like, it's freaking weird.
Are you trying to represent gay people as mentally unstable, horrible monsters?
You know what that reminds me of, by the way? It reminds me about how, what's the octopus chick from, from The Little Mermaid?
Ursula. They say that they try to make her into a gay icon
and because she's defeated at the end, it's like, oh man, that's very fucked up of Disney to do. And it's like, number one,
even
is
though
like
she's literally the bad guy.
She's never at any point she's never been like, oh yes, I want to fuck a woman.
Literally, there's been no sexual anything from her. She was only about business in her contract. And then people were also trying to code her as a minority woman because she doesn't look anything like Poseidon or whatever the fuck Ariel's dad was named. But it's this weird thing where it's one thing if you see a piece of entertainment and you make your own kind of context around it, or make your own fan spin-offs and your own thoughts around it. That's one thing. It's another thing when you try to just say, so this is what this is, and it's like, but that's not it. No, but this is what the author really meant. This is what they really meant. It's like, who are you? Did you make this? And then the more people are like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, why couldn't it be? Why? Are you a homophobe? Are you a bigot? Why is it such a big deal if I say that it is? It's like, because you're making a statement as if it's accurate, as if you have proof of this, versus you saying, oh, it would be a cool idea if they were. Like, I see a lot of pictures and fan art of Batman and Joker. That's because people like the weird, cutesy dynamic of that shit, you know? Like, people like the idea of Joker more being like a prankster, Batman being a gruff asshole that has to deal with him. Okay, fine. But nothing in... Well, I guess Joker's had lines saying something like that, but again, he's fucking crazy! He doesn't know what the fuck love is, so...
I want to just mention,
if it
Malik
was
says,
or wasn't, who cares?
Malik says right here, did you hear that they think Knuckles is black-coated, and when the Japanese did some Hispanic fan art, some show fixed, quote-unquote fixed by coloring Knuckles black. I can hear you just dying right now like I am.
It hurts!
It's like... Someone said, like, yes, let's put out this video right here. You know, we're definitely right on the money right here. I have to believe that they're just doing this to, like, get people to have those kind of reactions you had right there.
Rage react.
So what, to show how racist you are?
I can't see any person logically, like, going to this conclusion and say, you know what, I want to talk about this. This is definitely something I feel is correct to talk about, you know. This is correct to say, you know.
Oh, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. It actually hurt. It hurt. That's where that was pain, because my brain was in pain hearing that.
Yeah.
No, it's even more. It's probably gonna be more ridiculous because they'll say like, "Oh, this character is black coded or queer coded," and they get offended because he's voiced by a white guy or something like that.
There was some bullshit like that. My favorite one is that bunny girl in fucking My Hero, the muscular bunny lady, whatever the fuck her name is. I don't fucking know. Yeah, and somebody was like, "Oh, she sounds white. She should be voiced by a black person if she's black." Never mind the fact that, again, this is Japan. Japanese place literally in Japan in the story. So while it's not impossible, I highly doubt that's a actual African American female. But even if it was, whatever. And their idea was it should be voiced by a black woman. And everyone said, but she is. So in other words, you're saying that's not a stereotypical black woman voice. So this doesn't count. And it's like, so where are you coming from? Every time somebody says something like that, it's literally, I want the stereotype. Oh, fuck, what was that movie? That shit movie where Will Smith and somebody else played a fucking... It was like fantasy in real life or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
The movie was called Bright.
Yeah, and the orcs were literally just black people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, orcs in football uniforms and chains and shit.
Yeah.
And listening to like gangster rap and shit, and I'm like, why?
Wanna make something?
Like, with Bright, like, it's so fucking dumb, because, like, at the very least, like, they at least had a story that wasn't entirely... No, it was actually, but I feel with that, it wasn't the worst to watch. It wasn't super cringy about it, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it turns out it wasn't that bad, but just the concept of that.
It's also kind of like more generic than it is, what do you call it, insulting.
Are we going to forget the most iconic Will Smith line? Fairy lives don't matter today.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
damn, I forgot.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Kenneth even says, I'm still kind of pissed. I think he
smacked
means
one with a
Idris Elba
newspaper.
got past when it wasn't enough for Hollywood to have a black actor play James Bond. No, they had to gender bend 007 and make the character female with the soft reboot. They tried to sneak
and you
bias.
know what's fucked up, Kenneth, because the whole Alba thing with him potentially being James Bond, you know why that actually does kind of piss me off too, because I was genuinely interested in that idea, because James Bond has changed over the years. You know, obviously it's always been a white guy, but it's never been the same James Bond. They even say, yeah, 007 is a code name, and there's usually always somebody in that role, right? So technically, yes, there could be another, you know, Englishman who just happens to have the same code name and go by the code name of James Bond, even, right? Alba is English, if I remember. I don't fucking know. He probably is passing for it. So he would make the most sense if you wanted to make a good role for someone like that. But there were actual James Bond fans who were pushing against this, saying, no, Bond should always be. It's like changing a superhero. It's like, not really, because Bond is just a code name. He's not the same guy. It's never the same guy. Even in the lore, it's not the same guy. So
I feel
that
with
could
some
be
people,
done.
I feel with some people, they also seem to forget that there are indeed black people in England, by the way.
And yeah, a shit ton even.
It's like how some people seem to forget there's also white people in Africa. Like that movie,
people,
fucking, The
it's
Color
like people
Purple.
who keep forgetting that America is not the world.
Yeah,
So what you see here does not represent the rest of the fucking planet.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even Ken says, oh well, I think it's spelled the name wrong, but Idris says British and has the same 0 fucks given as Connery had to begin with. It would make actual money instead of losing money, you know?
Yeah, there would be resistance. See, this is how you know if the studios who claim that they care about this kind of shit could put the money where their mouth is. Because when the rumors were speculating about Alva taking the role, you know, some people were pushing against it. Some people were like, cool, fuck it. All they'd have to do is stick with that, bring him in, make a good movie, and then it would shut any naysayer up, right?
Yeah.
People would say, wow, it turns out you can do this without it being woke garbage. So my fears of every time there is a woman or a black guy now in the lead role, oh, maybe it's not what I assume it's going to be. It turns out, yeah, it's just a good movie. It's just a good piece of entertainment. This guy owns the role. I accept this person as a new iteration of James Bond because they did that role so well and the story was so good. But they caved and we're like, nah. I'm like, so you ain't really about this shit then.
Yeah.
We can depart upon your order,
Yeah.
Mr. Edge.
See, the problem with that is they had the premise of making a good movie, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
listen
so
up,
what we
everyone.
gonna write? Ah, shit, I knew I forgot
We can
something.
No longer deny that something
Hey,
is happening to our universe.
guys, I don't want to ruin a good time and
We
all,
still have
but
no idea
Too
exactly what is
are you
happening,
good on time?
nor what's in store for
Yeah, I
us
was
in
getting
days
ready
ahead.
to say I gotta get my stuff ready to go.
But we may
Alright.
have the answer to
Okay,
those
right.
questions on EN2.
Oh, he's
Okay.
dead now.
And
Well,
Sorry,
we
guys.
have been going for a while. I'll
Believe me,
probably
there
end
won't
it
be
soon
any
so I
turning
can
back.
like get a snack and all that.
knowing
Yeah.
that
Alright.
if you
Oh, yeah.
still
After this
alright.
cutscene. So yeah.
Ah, shit, it has been one.
Yeah, we've
As
been going
long
for
as
almost
we're
3
all
hours. Like
together,
we've been talking
we'll
about
be
stuff.
just
We have
fine.
like it's been a while since
If
we've
you're
been
going
doing these,
Edge,
but we
so
wind
am
up
I.
having topics
And
to
you
talk
too,
about, which
right,
is always
Sarah?
fun.
Yes.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it's always
Blake
great.
says you've had
Fly
precedents with
I'd
this
be in a bit
before.
of
You
trouble
talked
if you
about
left
Sam
me
Jackson as
behind.
Fury, but there was
All
also
Lucy
Morgan
wanted
Freeman
was to
as
bring
Red
peace
in
to the galaxy.
Shawshank. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Along with you.
Wait, hold on.
Because I want to.
Wait, I never actually read the book
I'm
Shawshank
somewhat
Redemption.
disappointed
Wait,
you
is
even
Shawshank
Hey,
Redemption based
we
on
are
a book,
friends
or am I
after
just thinking it
all.
was?
Yes,
I'm
but
sure
Yes, it
we'll
is.
answer.
It's Stephen King book.
Oh, so Red was the
My
originally
only
supposed to be a
aim is
white guy or
destroying
something
the
like that?
Gorgori, but
Apparently so. Or maybe
So,
he did.
uh,
I mean, his name is Red.
Well,
now that we're talking
What's
about
the my God.
Original races, apparently the original
Listen,
April O'Neil from Teenage
what I'm
Mutant
about to
Ninja
do is
Turtles
probably
Yeah.
was black.
no,
All right.
definitely
What? Like
contrary
voice?
to our original mission.
No, the character, the design.
At
Oh,
best,
in the
don't
original
discharged from
comics?
the SRF.
Yeah.
Oh.
At worst,
A crew's duty
Okay.
is with their captain.
Also, Malik says Red was Irish in the book, by the
we
way,
all
Skylar.
believe in you.
Alright,
Edge.
go on.
Oh, he was
Eric?
Irish. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, actually, now that I think about it.
thanks.
Yeah.
Because of
It
the
makes
hair.
sense that a guy with red hair would be Irish.
Yeah.
And also named
So,
Red.
yeah. Go on, Cherrick.
Calnus,
So,
engage!
I don't think it can be said that there shouldn't be a black April O'Neil.
Alright.
I guess it's not. I guess that seems kind of weird, but like, what do you mean exactly?
Like, you know, when people are arguing, oh, why are they making a white character black? Well, you can just show them, oh, she was originally black in the first comics.
It's kind of like how we talked about how like if they had like a new Nick Fury essentially, and it's like white Nick Fury. Some people are like,
Yeah.
hey, why'd you whitewash Nick Fury?
Yeah.
I can see that. Like, this would be the opposite in this case.
Relax. When the lab returns, I will vacate his
But yeah,
No, but let's
I
not
don't
kid
care
ourselves
about
by
Phase
saying
at all, okay?
that people would be
It didn't
outraged
even
that
matter if
or
Phase was here
that,
or not in the first
April
place.
O'Neil will be black,
Okay.
because if
Blame
that
your
happens
faces
where
telling
Nick
a
Fury
different
goes on to
story.
become a white
Yes,
character in the
agree.
MCU movies,
Like you're lonely
everybody
and having
and
a
their
hard time
moms
dealing with
would be
it.
like, you know, racism is really alive in America right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That,
Phase is going to be just
like, in my
fine.
opinion,
We've got Crow with
it's...
him after all.
Yeah, I prefer when people, when they
I'm telling
don't
you,
change characters too
I'm
much from the
not
original
worried,
interpretations.
okay?
Because that's how you should. That's how pretty much any character should be. Like, you can't just change the motivation of a character
Something
from the
wrong,
comic to,
Amy?
to show or adaptation.
planning to do
Because,
about our
that's how you get a
report
lot of
to
issues.
No,
Like,
I have a... Go
Our
on, sorry.
report on Eos and the
It's
exploration
only
base.
particularly off when the person's race. Yeah, but
SRF
it's particularly
mission
off when
still isn't
the
over
person's
yet.
race is actually
I
a
have
matter of
no
importance.
idea if
Because
they'll believe
you
us
know the
about the
movie
Big
Dark
Authority.
Tower, where they said recast
We
that
won't be
cowboy
able
as a
to
black
avoid
guy.
mentioning Crow.
Yeah.
Turns
Yeah.
out in the other
That's
Dark Tower
true.
books, there's
Crow's
actually
no
a character that is explicitly racist towards
His
white people,
actions have clearly
Oh.
deviated
and
from his
she is
SRF
racist to that
duties.
character because of his race.
There's no question he'll be
But then
called
they
to
decided to
account
change his race.
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
yeah.
So,
So-
I'm trying to figure out how to prepare this report
oh, no,
for so long.
Go
I
ahead.
forgot what I was going to say. You go ahead while I remember.
So
And I guess we'll have
the
to
idea
tell him
of
about
changing
Grafton and
something
the
that
others.
is that important really does scream that they really did not care about the work as a whole. Especially about, if they're going to be doing that to that particular race, because,
High
let's
energy
be honest,
reaction incoming.
for some
Directly ahead
reason,
of
a
us.
lot of people find it more
What?
acceptable
All hands,
when it
brace
comes
for-
to being racist towards white people than with other races specifically.
Status report.
It's
Now, Skylar, you gotta hang
Damage minimal.
hang on to me with this next thing I'm gonna say, right?
Prepare
Go ahead.
for
Don't
retreat.
ever believe the word reverse
Who the hell
racism.
is it?
I've detected
Racism
two
is
unique
racism no
signatures
matter
from
who
ships in
gets
our
racist
path. I'm
on.
putting them on the monitor.
right.
Right.
All right. This has been a
and-
message about
Phantom ships? The ones that
this has
attacked
been
the
that
So-
Darian
message about
refugee
racial
fleet?
tolerance from the NWO crew.
Can I talk about something, by the way?
To be killed so
Real
Go
quick,
ahead.
can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
Second wave incoming.
I'm always of the mind of Leslie going like, it doesn't matter if the
I'll return
person is
fire.
black,
Reroute the
white,
weapon controls here.
Asian, Hispanic.
Hey, I'm all for
The
returning
main
fire.
thing that
But
people
with
should
elements on
focus
this
on when
ship,
casting
you won't
somebody
stand a chance
is
against them.
who will be most
tried to trade
entertaining,
fire with
who will
them.
be best suited
Shot
to the
down
role,
first.
and who
Is
would
that
draw in the audience. And if
Oh,
it
yeah.
happens to be that James Bond and Secret Elba, then
Third
go
wave
ahead.
incoming. It's going to be a
All right.
Also, I find it kind of funny. I think Kenneth is calling Dell Denzel, which isn't like too far off, but basically he was asking if he should watch Get Out, and I'll say since Dell is gone, he had to go to the local lynching party. He's the one hosting it, of course. Well, that's a horrible joke, by the way. But yeah, so Get Out, I feel, is a pretty good movie. It's well directed. It's an overall like pretty suspenseful film, and the race aspect does come into effect. But I feel like it's not to the point where it's like alienating that if you're not black you would understand this whole aspect. It's because the main character like is kind of afraid of white people more so because he feels like awkward around them because the area he grew up in. It's like I've never really talked to too many people of this race. A lot of the people I have talked to haven't been the best, and like the main character himself like doesn't really like talk to all these people that are being racisted at him. They're more being like they're seeing him for his stereotypes essentially,
Oh yeah.
There are no
It's not even like openly hating black people. It's one of those things where they are just it's more subtle like positive kind of racism. Where
that's such a weird way, but that's the best way to describe it. By the way, positive racism.
Please acknowledge.
Yeah. It's actually this one bit where the dad's like, I would have voted for Obama for a third term, and it's like. It's just weird,
This is SRF
I'll say
003
if you watch the
Calnus
trailer,
with
it does give a little bit too much of what the
This is
movie
Captain
is about,
Edge Maverick speaking.
admittedly. But if that trailer does catch your attention, you want more like want to figure out what that's all about, I'd say go ahead and watch Get Out. But if not, if it doesn't seem like it would be like for you, then that's fine. Like I think Jordan Peele also made the movie Us. From what I can tell, the movie is more about classism rather than about racism. Where there's people literally living beneath everyone else, and like no one really knows about it, but they're exactly like everyone else. All that.
Right.
Like that's as far as my basis goes on it, but I feel like the whole political aspect is made more so as a way to elevate the narrative rather than to be in your face.
Yeah. So, two things.
Allow us to more properly
Kenneth,
introduce ourselves, sir. I am Edge
Dell's
Maverick,
name is
captain of
Fidelis,
SRF 003 Calnus.
I'm First Officer Raimi
Fidelis.
Sionji, sir.
It's not Denzel, just so that you know.
I'm Lim, Kenny.
Oh shit, the fucking...
here.
What?
Did the fucking stream pick it for anybody else?
Did it?
Hello there.
I didn't see it.
Sarah Durand.
It was fucking glitchy. Every time I go back to it, it fucking glitches.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Okay, so I can see that Commander Kenny is finally back.
Oh yeah.
In the game.
Seems you have a rather unique.
Honestly, I thought he had died off screen.
My friends, and I'm very proud of them.
Also, what was I gonna say?
Also, I just want you to look at, like, fucking, you know, like, Commander Kenny over here is, like, talking to Edge, being all professional. Then Edge just has a cat girl, big titted elf, a girl with wings, a little girl, like, just show up, hey, we're here too!
Yes, though our only
I see. You established your own harem. Good. Now get ready on reproducing the human race, you genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
Have you met Commander Gagan, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Also, I do want to mention some stuff that's been taking like way time for me streaming and actually getting back to this to the audience, and by audience I mean Kenneth and Malik. What you call it? I've been playing Code Vein and then Trails of Cold Steel.
Never mind.
Two games that are arguably better than this game for a fact. You know, Trails of Cold Steel has this really cool mechanic that I like, where it's like, alright, I'm going to be able to save pretty much anywhere I want, and I think I've gotten so sick of games that are like, no, you have to go to the save point to save your game. Like, I just want to save it here from my menu.
Going to tell him the truth. You'll have to understand.
And not only that, it's like the combat is pretty fun. Your characters have like cool links with each other. It's, you know what it is? It reminds me of Persona in the way that it's like, you know, you're at a military academy, but you can still do like high school stuff with your friends. You know? And with Trails of Cold Steel, like that's pretty fun. Although I'm playing it on PS Now, so it feels kind of weird because I thought Trails of Cold Steel was an older game than Star Ocean because the frame rate and stuff kind of gets fucky because I'm playing on PS Now and I'm streaming it. You know.
Hold on a second. Kenneth Fidelis is Tanzanian from Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Go on, sorry.
It's fine. So yeah.
Unfortunately.
What were you saying? Oh, so yeah. As for Code Vein taking up my time, it's. I think you guys have noticed that I like Souls likes, like Dark Souls and all that. And overall, I really kind of enjoy the whole like aspect of it. Code Vein in particular is a very quick game to play, but it's like I had to do multiple playthroughs to get the like trophies for it, and also just to see what the endings are.
But why would the Eldarians accuse Earth?
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, it's been pretty good. Like, and then getting back to this, I was like, oh, fuck me.
But those were...
Phantom ships, you would argue?
Alright, so...
I can certainly believe that.
Let me be honest. Oh, what was the name we gave him? Admiral Butterface. Yeah, is he still around?
Yes.
I call him Admiral NTR.
Admiral Kenny is like the cool guy, but for some reason they also allow someone who looks like an NTR character to be in this.
Yeah.
Mr. Gagan did come to our defense.
If he didn't have an curly Q mustache, he'd be an NTR character.
All the Eldarians' hate and anger is focused on
I don't know why, but I've never seen a character with that mustache doing any kind of NTR. I think it's because we all know nobody's going to be fucking that.
Well, not willingly.
No, of course not.
Their indictment could prove to be
like they do the rape NTR, you know, not the consensual NTR.
Yes, of course. That you understand why that is.
Yeah. Yeah. They're the types of people who need to use brainwashing bullshit and like drugs to make a girl like stay with them, you know, or like they need to blackmail them or just generally keep them locked up, you know. They're never the types who like, oh, the girl just couldn't have enough of the dick, she wants more of it. You know, they're never those types of people.
A weird idea that's fucking awful.
Taken our first steps into space.
You know what they should call black instead?
All imagination.
blackmailed.
The USTA was left with no other choice but to offer the Eldarians and the
I can see that.
This justification.
Like instead of be black M-A-I-L-E-D, M-A-L-E-D.
No vessels of that sort, nor any organization
I get it, I like
such
it.
vessels have ever existed on
like
planet
it's
Earth.
more clever in that way.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
The SRF has been dismantled, along with any evidence it ever existed.
Thinking about?
So, by the way, in case you guys aren't paying attention to what's happening, that's understandable. It's so the Eldarians are like, man, fuck these humans. They're genociding us. But those aren't our ships. I know they look exactly like our ships, but those are phantom ships. You know? Yeah.
We cannot allow a non-existent organization.
So then, like, basically, Earth is like, well, look, man, we don't want to go to war with the race that.
That's why
even though they've been mostly genocided, they still have more ships than us. Also, see you, Ken.
See ya, Kenneth. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
You have a good one, man.
But yeah, so essentially, they're trying to just dismantle all the ships that they have. Well, we didn't even have a space station. You don't fucking know. We don't have no ships.
Still remain. One of them is SRF-003.
It's kind of fucking bullshit. It's kind of dumb, but it's like, you fuckers definitely had to do something with this. All the ships that attacked us look exactly like the models of ship you have. They just happen to be black and edgier looking.
We must wipe the slate clean.
Like, that's a good point. But then again, who the hell would paint a spaceship black? That's a stupid idea.
Wipe the slate.
Look, man. They probably think because we're from Earth that we would do something like that. And to be fair, we do have people like Edge Maverick kind of proving that point.
Those dreams cut short.
Good point.
After all the places this ship has taken us?
Oh, man.
After all the hardship my friends and I overcame
together? They're trying to get rid of the SRF.
You want us to pretend none of it ever
have you played any more SWTR or SWTOR?
That is something I cannot do,
frickin' the Old Republic. I haven't been able to freaking play it at all, really. Like, I try to play it, and I just go to an infinite loading screen that never freaking ends.
Oh, that's happened.
Mr. Maverick.
Yeah.
It's alright, don't worry. You can install it if you want, until you get like something more in line with gaming. If ever. But I guess it's gonna be me and Ray and Ra.
You won't be able to return to Earth.
Maybe I could try.
Indeed, you may not be able to find
maybe
asylum.
I'm considering like trying to download it on my
a traitor.
On my on my my new laptop. That's what it was.
What?
Like the idea, like basically that I have more running space. For some reason, the computer that we have is really, really slow. And honestly, I think it's my brother just being a dumbass and downloading everything possible when he was during his streaming phase when he was trying to do streaming.
But because I believe it's what
I
must do.
That is not. Basically,
I'm going to keep moving forward.
Doing that, he basically set it up so that whenever you start the computer, a bunch of stuff just immediately starts up.
Oh
yeah.
Stand up against the universe,
and he doesn't know how to turn it off.
Declaration, son.
Honestly, I'd be tempted to just.
Is that really something you can deal
I'm tempted to ask him to just delete everything, just restart the computer entirely, and then just re-download everything. Because let's be honest, all the games we have are on Steam. We could just re-download them.
Yeah.
There was a time when Edge was so full of regret and worry he stopped moving.
So,
the only issue. The only issue we might have is that we might delete some of his stuff, which you might not like.
Continue moving forward.
Alright. You can go ahead and try that. Do you want to make a Republic character?
I know he'll fix everything somehow.
Oh, I managed to make a Republic character before being timed out and being kicked off.
Mr. Edge's passion.
But yeah.
I will stay by his side for as long
I made a
as
Sith
I
character,
can
not a
feel
Republic
that
one.
warmth.
So yeah, I didn't really do that.
I know he can.
Alright.
So I just feel like
Ray already made his Jedi stage consular.
Well.
And I made the trooper.
Edge, you see.
Alright.
And I guess if you really are going to join us, You can either make whatever you want, right? The Jedi Knight or the Smuggler.
All of us to take care of them, so.
A dashing rogue.
I suppose even capriciousness has its virtues.
I don't know.
No, it's fine.
So yeah. It's like, it's just kind of a no, in that I couldn't even freaking get into freaking one match or start the game at all.
With my friends.
Like,
for what we must do.
I don't know what the game needs, but I probably don't.
And for the memory of
frankly,
those
yeah,
who
I'm just
died
gonna
with their
freaking ask my brother if he's gonna
unfulfilled.
do a complete reset on this hard drive.
Oh.
Even if a hero such as yourself stands in
Let's
my
be honest,
way,
it's not
Commander
because
Kenny.
the freaking thing is out of date as much as he likes to think it is. It's because he has too much crap and it has to basically clear out his entire system. I'm gonna ask him to do that.
Obstacles, gain so many companions in vast and unknown space.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening to what you guys say while also listening to cutscene.
So go.
Oh. Did you hear all the war crimes about the fucking all the fucking characters in SWTOR before you left?
No, I wasn't. I didn't.
So I think my favorite one is the bounty hunter, right? The bounty hunter says to some aliens he or she is trying to pacify into submitting to the Empire. She goes, either you submit to us, or I kill all of your babies in this nesting ground that you have, aliens.
Alright.
And she can do that, and even if she does that, she still has the people at her mercy, right? And she goes, you can go, crawl in the filth, in the mud, like the vermin that you are. So what makes it fucked up is that they have mating cycles, and they mate only once every like what, 3 years?
Hey, by the way, your favorite officer is on screen right now. By the way.
Oh yeah,
Admiral
Butterface.
No matter for a mere
there he is.
But like the line he says is definitely villainized. Like, oh, you think that your heroism is more important than the rank I have over you? God,
oh yeah,
fucking A.
Oh yeah, he's even got Hideo Kojima as one of his lackeys.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah, I forgot we have that lore.
Chance we can reach an agreement with the Eldarians.
It's been so long since this guy and his fucking lackeys showed up.
Yeah. Like I legit was wondering if they had all died, because I don't know where I got this idea, but I had the idea that for some reason they had been flash forward into the future like 100 years, so everybody they know is dead.
Very well put.
I don't know if that's the case or not.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, good.
Look at those chuckle hooks behind him.
Yeah.
Of course.
Men of the SRF burn with a desire to
oh god. Also, yeah, Malik forgot about the ugly bastard tag on this Dojin.
And more importantly, sir, what are your thoughts on the
it's basically like, instead of trying to like fight this whole bullshit, like man, we did not attack your ships, or we did not attack your race, space elves. Those chips belong to the fucking bullshit thing. We're gonna try to figure that out, and we're gonna do something about it. Instead, this guy's just like, nah, just dismantle all the hard work we've had trying to build ships and have a space station, and try to find a world we can live on that isn't polluted. Oh man, let's just get rid of all of it, just to avoid having anyone think that we had any part in this.
The SRF was a joke anyway. Romantic talk of passion and dreams
God,
without
fuck this guy.
disgusts me.
Listen, do you know how
do you even get this job when you're this fucking like, man, fuck everything we've worked for?
Incompetent.
How do you ever get a job in this military if you look like you're gonna go someone for some butter?
Exactly. Like I feel like. Would you ever see a person like this in any military that has any semblance of competence?
I can't imagine a hero.
No, I don't think so. I think everyone looks at this guy and thinks, how the hell did he get in this position?
Like maybe the fucking Albanian military.
Like you know what
I can only assume.
Similarly, like
because he blackmailed someone.
Okay, you know what? This would make sense in a whole like fantasy sort of like type thing where like nobility still carries weights and all that stuff. And to a certain degree, not really nobility, but like rather like being rich does kind of move you in positions in the military. But it's also not so much to the point where they would let someone that fucking huge and incapable of doing anything like really get a job per se, you know? Or maybe I'm just expecting too much, you know? But yeah.
Holy shit, this fucking cutscene goes on like a Kojima game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That almost every other cutscene does
there
go
to
on
make
for
sure
a while.
everything went right.
And remember Heinz over here?
Well, what exactly?
Oh yeah, Heinz.
This guy's name was Heinz.
Oh.
We've yet to any.
This guy.
Oh man, I forgot Captain Ketchup.
The blonde dude with the glasses who hangs out with Kenny.
Yeah. I see him.
The one that looks very feminist.
Blonde, white glasses.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Kojima with blonde hair or something.
Oh, they each have a Kojima, but they dyed their hair.
Really? Sir?
Yeah.
They cloned Kojima, and then like they're just like, hey man, look, I know Kojima is dead, but we need him to live on.
Well, I suppose we can call it.
Yep.
We need him to walk.
And you just know that him and Admiral Butterface, have to get into arguments about which Kojima is better.
Oh yeah. Look, your Kojima may look like the regular Kojima from the past, but mine's like actually isn't a weirdo creep like yours.
No, he gets that from me. I might be a bastard, but I know I'm self-aware.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna like save the game, and I want to give a thanks to Malik and Kenneth left, but if he watched this part like archived or whatever, and also thanks Skylar and Eric for joining in, of course Dell for bringing in his insights and keeping me humble,
Yeah.
Definitely
also,
not abusing me. Please, for the love of God, someone said help! Did you want to say anything before I saved it and like the audio cuts out, Eric?
When are we gonna watch another movie on the N-Men channel?
I don't know, that's up to you guys. I'm gonna save the game, by the way. Oh, you did that just because the audio cut out so they don't get to hear you say the N-word.
Yeah, those filthy, whatever.
Nickel.
Okay. Alright. So yeah, thanks for joining everybody. I always forget how to end streams, by the way.
I want to do a shout out to my boy, Lil Marco, who doesn't exist.
Okay.
Alright.
In the fucking stream.
Alright.
End it, fool.
Alright. I always